Saturday afternoon, October 14, 2017. We're at Darling Stadium in Hampton, Virginia for today's high school football game featuring the Phoebus Phantoms and the Hampton Crabbers. This is Frank Edgar coming to you from the stadium along with my partner Wube Gabre. We got the annual Hampton Phoebus matchup. Wube, we've been waiting for this all season long. Two 6-0 teams.
It's the game of the year. I think everybody's been waiting for this game, Frank. And both teams come in undefeated. You know, last year Hampton won 44-0. It was a definite surprise by many. But I think this year's game will be a lot closer.
As you can see on the screen, the Marine Corps is here. This is designated as one of over 100 feature games in the nationwide 2017 American Robbery Series presented by the United States Marines. This game is selected based on history, tradition, great football, and awesome fans. And we've got those here today on a drizzly Saturday afternoon at Darling. The field looks pretty good for the conditions. We've had rain a couple of days. Had a game here last night, but the field in pretty good shape. And I think I don't think we'll see it affect one team over the other. What do you think?
All things considered, Frank, it's been raining most of the day, off and on drizzle, and yesterday it rained a lot too. And as you said, you know, Bethel played Woodside last night for their homecoming. They chopped up the field a little bit more. So, but I don't think, like you alluded to, Frank, I don't think the field conditions will make much of a difference. Both teams are going to do what they do, and not let the field affect them.
Well, we've got, you know, we expect superb football out of these two teams, and I'm sure we'll get it tonight. Both teams coming in 6-0, both winning games by large margins. Hampton has allowed 38 points on defense. Phoebus 36 so far through 6 games. So
Phoebus has won the toss.
Very evenly scoring here between the two teams. We've seen Phoebus has won the toss, and the referee is going to get the Marine Corps to help the players find the right end of the field.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Phoebus Phantoms won the toss and deferred the option.
Good to have the Marine Corps here for this round.
Hampton will receive on this end.
Here at Hampton.
Great atmosphere. I love it.
It really is. We got the big giant football inflatable at the end. The official crew, a veteran crew tonight, or this afternoon. I got to practice saying that, Wube. It's our first day game, and I love doing these games on Saturday afternoon. The crowd seems to love it too. They're starting to get in here. There's your officials tonight. The referee David Gear, Bernard Banks, the umpire, the head linesman Donnie Young, Ed Wazinski at line judge, the side judge Skip Perry, the field judge Ivy Allen, Tony Brown is the back judge, and on our clock tonight, Herman Drone. Glad to have Herman back.
The drone man's back.
Well, as I said, these two teams come off some pretty big wins. Phoebus beating Bethel last week 27-3. Hampton beating Menchville 41-0. The two teams have played a slightly different group of teams so far. Few crossovers. Both teams have beaten Warwick High School. Both teams have beaten Heritage High School. Both teams have beaten Denby High School. There's our big football down there. So we've got the two best teams in the Peninsula District this year. Phoebus comes in number 2 in 3A of the many divisions in Virginia football of the 6. Phoebus number 2 at 6-0. Hampton number 1 in 5A. So, and if Phoebus gets the win tonight, I think you figured out Phoebus may move to the number 1 spot in 3A.
Norcom lost yesterday to Lake Taylor, so you would think that Phoebus would move up with a win today. Hampton's at 1, and they're actually two full points ahead of the second place team in 5A.
Well, we got a little early kickoff here. They're going to get right going at 2 o'clock. Glad you could be with us here as Phoebus lines up to kick the ball. They had won the toss. They defer to the second half. So the Crabbers going to get the ball first here in a wet field with drizzle coming down.
It's like it's Zamir Rogers with the kickoff, a little pooch kick. Majette from Hampton, the linebacker, puts it in his mitts, but he slips it around the 35.
Well, so much for the field not being involved in the game as Majette goes down trying to take a cut. We'll see how it affects the running backs and the receivers here, and in particular the defensive backs. Cam Stevenson brings his Crabbers out. The 5'7" quarterback has behind a huge line of Coleman, Martin, Barrow, Folks, and Kemp Copeland, and of course Jaquarius Bellamy at 1 wide receiver. We got Gaskins not getting the start tonight for the Crabbers.
Yeah, Gaskins won't start. He has a dislocated shoulder. Coach Smith said he really wanted to play in his last rivalry game against Phoebus, but he's going to sit him out. Shotgun formation for Stevenson. A pitch over to Highsmith. Highsmith gets the pitch and gets about 5. He fumbles, picked up by Hampton. Looks like number 9 Gunn hopped on that one.
That's the junior Elijah Highsmith, number 15. The running back with the most yards for the Crabbers this season.
So,
Here's the defensive lineup. You see Purdy, Gilliam, Cooper, Slade up front, Edwards and Wilson. And then DeQuandre Edwards on one corner, Bryant, Smith, Baldwin, and Damian Charity as the safety. A strong defense. Again, each team giving up just Phoebus 6 points a game, Hampton 6.33 points per game so far this year. So Cam Stevenson with a 2nd and 5.
They gave them 5 yards on that first carry by Highsmith. Back to Highsmith is Bryant gets in the backfield and knocks Highsmith back. Good hit by Bryant.
I've talked to Coach Jeremy Blunt before the game, and that's one guy he called out. Darrell Bryant, 5'11 senior, 194-pounder, very quick to the ball that time.
Yeah, they moved him to safety. He played linebacker, outside linebacker last year. Now he's a strong safety for Phoebus on that defense, a senior. As they lost a lot of great players in that backfield. I think you asked Coach Blunt a couple weeks ago about that, losing Gregory to Norfolk State.
Who played in the playoff game with what, one leg?
Yeah, one arm against Blacksburg.
That's right, one arm.
So it's 3rd and 5, no gain on that play. 3rd and 5 for Hampton. Stevenson in the shotgun. Highsmith back behind him. Bellamy near side. Stevenson back to pass. He's pressured by Purdy. He's going to have some room. He has a chance to get the first down. He does. He lowers his shoulder and gets a first down as Phoebus is trying to bring him down. They're still trying to bring him down.
Kind of a late whistle there by the official. DeQuandre Edwards laying the wood on Stevenson there while he was kind of crawling forward, but he picks up 7 yards and a first down for the Crabbers.
This is what this rivalry is all about, intensity. As you see Stevenson here, Purdy had a chance at him, but slowed up as he lowers his shoulder. DeQuandre Edwards got a chance to knock him down, but he kept moving. Stevenson's a tough guy for 5'7".
Head coach Mike Smith sends his quarterback, Cam Stevenson, in with the play, as he is wont to do on every play here. The quarterback or another player will run over the sideline to get the play from Coach Smith in his 47th year with the Crabbers.
We talked about Gaskins not playing. Gunn, the young sophomore, gets in for his place as a Highsmith gets another handoff, and he's stopped again by that Phoebus defense.
Actually behind the line there, that's again Edwards in.
Yeah, the referee's going to have to get control of this one.
A lot of excitement on both clubs. Phoebus' Jeremy Blunt seemed very upbeat come into tonight. They've lost 2 straight games to the Crabbers over the past 2 seasons. They'd like to get a win here. Last year they were beaten pretty good, 44-0 by the Daz Newsome.
Yeah, that was the Daz Newsome show last year.
Well, last year Phoebus had trouble with teams with all-stars because Bethel gave them a fit last year.
Wusu, right?
Jeremiah Wusu.
Was at Notre Dame now. Redshirting.
So you'll see 4 years of Jeremiah, and he's a terrific athlete.
Great kid. Loss of 1 on the play. Stevenson stays in shotgun, goes back to pass. It's going to be incomplete, almost intercepted by Charity. As it hit him right in the face mask, it looked like. And there's a flag, late flag, might be against Phoebus.
I think a little over-anxiousness there by the Phantoms. We'll see what the call is here. It is. It looked like Joshua Austin got a little excited there at 89. And he picks up the penalty, moves the team back 15 yards.
And that's a sophomore. It's a young mistake on the young kid's Austin.
Helmet to player. Cost them dearly. A first down by penalty there.
So the pass was intended for Rodriguez.
Timeout.
Rodriguez
Phoebus.
forgot, man, and maybe I think that time he probably forgot to look because he is the 3rd receiver on the club behind Bellamy and Gaskins. But with Gaskins sideline tonight, you're going to see a lot of Rodriguez.
You'll see you're right, Frank. With Gaskins out, you got Rodriguez, and you have a Gunn, the young Khalil Gunn, and sophomore in there taking his spot. Did you see that's
the play before you see the vigor with which these teams are going against each other.
So the rivalry, Frank, I guess is still around. This Hampton Phoebus rivalry has been going around for a while. I talked to Coach Smith about rivalries, and he's been around when Bethel was their rival, when Kickoff was their rival. Now it's Phoebus. Of course, Coach Kaz and Kickoff early in the 90s when Ronald Curry was around, there was a rivalry with them, and now Phoebus has been a rivalry for at least a decade now. A little bit
Mike Smith remembers the rivalry with Newport News High School, so 47th year.
Yeah, he doesn't forget much.
480 wins.
Doesn't forget much. So first down and 10 at the 39-yard line. Goes back to Highsmith up the middle. Good game by Highsmith as he slips.
First time we see the opening there. That's right behind Julian Martin, the big center for the Crabbers. Martin, 5'11", 242-pound senior. Got Amir Folks and Shedrick Kemp Copeland, and then Tyreek Coleman and Orlando Robinson, the tackles. And they've done a great job all year. Open up holes for Elijah Highsmith.
You see Isaac Barrow, another young lineman there. You see the replay here. Stevenson goes to Highsmith. Highsmith right up the middle, slips. Might have had more yards if he didn't slip, but he got 4 out of it. It's going to be 2nd and 6 from the 35. Stevenson staying in that shotgun. Goes back to Highsmith. Highsmith goes up far side and gets smacked. But I think he got about maybe 2 or 3 on that carry.
Well, Darryl Bryant doing his job. A good hard tackle, but not before Highsmith picks up a few yards. It's going to be 3rd and about 3 for the Crabbers. 2 first downs already on this drive, 1 rushing, 1 by penalty. Exciting afternoon of football here. Crowd still trickling in. Rain still trickling down. Wind still blowing in and blowing the rain in, but a lot of umbrellas in the stands now.
Decent crowd though, considering the weather.
And first good Saturday afternoon game we have. Of course, 2 6-0 teams.
So it's 3rd and 3 from the 33. Stevenson staying in the shotgun. Jernigan in motion. Pitch to Highsmith. He's going to be close. Phoebus was there. Looks like he's going to be.
Got a good spot on this side.
Going to be just short. We're going to look at the measurement.
Side.
They gave him the first down, it looks like.
It looks like, yep, just a good spot. So over the 30-yard line, down to the 29, 1st and 10.
So Hampton doing what they call the RPO, Frank, run pass option, as they keep Stevenson in the shotgun. Hey, Jernigan is a fullback.
And a good pitch right there.
We're going to see a lot of Highsmith tonight with Hampton with dealing with a lot of injuries. Dale Butler, another player that won't play. He has a knee injury, so he's out. Jernigan in motion. This time Stevenson gets the carry, goes up the middle again, right behind Martin, Frank.
Yep, and good opening there, dragged down by the Phantoms number 28, Dominic Edwards. Edwards, 5'9", 215-pounder.
Get a good look at Cam Stevenson, who Coach Smith said he grew 2 inches and now he's 5'7".
Yes,
he's a short young man, but he has a tough heart. He can play.
He can throw a ball. He's got a receiver, number 10, Jaquarius Bellamy, I think the fastest kid in the league this year.
Very impressive game the last time we were on air.
Well, look for number 10. He's lined up close to the right side this time. Kind of a tight end spot.
So Stevenson got 3 on that carry. He's going to go back to pass. He has gun open, but he's going to elect to take it. And Stevenson's still on his feet, moving around. Good move by Stevenson. He's going to get a first down for Hampton.
Great run, all Cam Stevenson that time, as Bellamy got hit twice going through the middle. They were clearly looking to Jaquarius Bellamy up the middle. He's bumped twice by the linebackers. And we got a Phantom down here. Again, I hope we don't see any injuries caused by this field. The crew here has done a good job, but it has rained steady all morning. A light rain, but a steady rain, and it's made this field much wetter than I think anybody anticipated.
Looks like that's Purdy that's down.
Purdy's an interesting character. Juan Purdy is 6 foot, 185-pound defensive lineman. Very effective with the lighter weight. He often faces 270-pound tackles, but his quickness allows him to survive. Hopefully this time it's just some sort of cramp.
Yeah, but like you said, Frank, we hope that the field conditions don't affect any injuries or have any bearing on any kid getting hurt, and he's up, and that's a good sign. Limping a little bit, but I can imagine he'll do his best to get back in this big game.
So first down there for the Crabbers, 4 on the drive.
As you see, the Great American Robbery Series banners all over the field here at Darling Stadium.
That's a great series. We enjoy them. We actually get MVP ballots. We were instructed to fill out our MVP ballot. Member of the winning team will be named the MVP, which is quite a resume addition. There we go. See that
ballot there.
So 1st and 10 for the Crabbers.
At the 16, Stevenson's been staying in the shotgun most of the night and most of the year here.
Got 5 receivers out.
And Stevenson on the quarterback sneak. Looked like a quarterback draw. Phoebus all on it.
Well, who drew up the sneak? Didn't work. Got a couple yards. again, it keeps those linebackers close to home, and hopefully they're hoping to get Rodriguez and Bellamy, Gunn behind those defenders.
Especially when Stevenson, being as accurate he has this year throwing the ball. Of course, no Gaskins, but Bellamy's been his man, and Gunn was out opening the flat in that last pass play, but he elected to keep it.
Well, we've seen these teams play before this season. They match up pretty well with quickness. The lines are about the same size, and they're really about the same grade levels that match up pretty well. Good mixture of grades on both teams.
Of course, gain of 1, 2nd and 9 from the 15. Stevenson again back to pass. He's going to throw it. It's going to be incomplete, intended for Gunn. One of those young receivers filling in for Gaskins. A little high on that one, though.
Yep, no way you could come down with that. A good effort by the sophomore.
He was open, just missed him.
That was a heck of a hit by Kareem Wilson, 34, to try to get to Stevenson and rush the quarterback a little bit. Kareem Wilson it was Cameron Wilson was the player of the game last week, wasn't it? But, Kareem Wilson, a 5'11 senior, really laid the wood on the running back, trying to keep Stevenson safe.
As you see Purdy back in, good sign for Phoebus. So 3rd and 9 from the 15, 5:08 left in the first quarter. In this robbery game here in Hampton at Darling Stadium, Stevenson back to pass, all the time in the world. Nobody's open, he's gonna take off. He has Edwards, he goes around Edwards, and Stevenson gets in for the touchdown. Touchdown Hampton.
And credit that was number 70. Was that Isaac Barrow out there on the offensive line? 6'4", 246. Look for number 71 for the Crabbers that had the block on the corner. Yep, you see Barrow out here, number 71. That was one whale of a block. If you want to see that on the replay. So Barrow in the game for the Crabbers on offense.
Here's the replay here. Stevenson calling out. Might have called an audible.
No, I think he was trying to throw the ball. Just watch the block on the right side. Coleman's got his, but right there.
Oh, yeah, good block. And then Edwards had a chance and just stuck his arm out. And as you see, Stevenson tiptoes in the end zone. They're going to go for 2.
Well, that's a surprise. Hampton, I don't believe, tried to kick an extra point in the 2 games we've seen him play.
They have 2 kickers, but Smith elects to go for 2. This time Stevenson under center. Jernigan and Highsmith in the backfield. Stevenson looks over at the sideline. Timeout for Hampton.
Oh, Crabbers called timeout.
Timeout. Hampton.
So a good run by Stevenson. The Crabbers called timeout as they couldn't get the Phantoms to jump. They wanted to get the ball maybe a yard closer, couldn't do it. So Mike Smith's going to give his quarterback the play for this 2-point conversion. He's had several of them, been very successful all year.
So the penalty was huge on this drive, Frank. 15-yard penalty.
Well, the penalty was huge. The penalty, that's a 15-yarder there on that drive, plus 4 rushing touchdowns.
2 pass attempts.
4 rushing first downs, excuse me.
So like we said, Hampton's going to still do what they do. They're going to still try to throw the ball regardless of the field conditions.
Well, the idea is to get Bellamy man-to-man, and he's got tough competition with Charity and Edwards. Tylen Baldwin in the defensive backfield, a young man, very quick.
Smith, the transfer from Tab, is a good addition for the Phantoms as well. As this time Stevenson goes in shotgun, Highsmith, as you see Highsmith and Stevenson next to each other. Stevenson back to pass. He's going to throw it. It's going to be a wide open receiver.
Yeah,
Rodriguez. It's going to be a flag. That might be a hold.
It is a hold. I don't know if the hole's on the back.
It's Purdy. It's down again.
Yeah, this is where the Purdy's are going to have to, may want to have him looked at a little closer. Phoebus does bring a trainer with him, and she is working with those players before the game, talking about how they feel and getting taped up. And this time she comes out and gets Juan Purdy.
During the play.
It's a big loss if he
Holding.
falls for the game.
Offense.
He's limping.
10-yard penalty.
Yeah, I hope he can get
Retry.
back.
So hold on the Crabbers, and that's going to make it the 2-point conversion even more difficult.
See what Hampton draws up here. No kicker. And again, we joke. We saw
Benny
Kavoda warming up, and he's a character, but they're not going to go with his his leg. They're going to try to go for 2, but the ball is going to be at, what, the 20.
Well, Bellamy split to the right with 2 other receivers, Rodriguez and Gunn.
Actually,
well, it looks like Elijah Mitchell.
So Stevens is going to go back to pass again in the end zone. He has a receiver, but it's going to be incomplete. So the try is no good.
Well, that penalty cost the Crabbers 2 points. The game's going to stay at 6-0 here with 4:58 to go in the first quarter. Well, that's exactly what we expected to see out of the Crabbers. We expected to see the passing game come to life. We also expected to see a lot of rushes, and the field conditions have proved to be worse than they look.
Yeah.
So the rush is it's been the dominant mode of transportation for the Crabbers in that first drive.
Well, Hampton's, like we've been saying all game, they're going to do what they normally do. You know, until they can stop Stevenson on those draws and Highsmith up the middle on the runs, they're going to keep doing that. But you know, again, they're going to have to throw the ball.
Well, they're going to have to defend now this Phantom offense. Phoebus has come in. They've scored 187 points on offense during the first 6 games. That's 31 2/3 points a game. The Crabbers with 208. They're at 34, and so they've outscored the Phantoms 3 points a game on average. With the weather today, and of course the good competition, the great equalizer here, the Phantom's going to get a chance to have the ball.
Kickoff is going to be to number 5. Oh, he's got some room.
Well,
and that's Fleming, one of their running backs.
And Rodriguez with the tackle. That's poor tackling by the Crabbers special teams that time. Cost the Crabbers about 15 yards. But the Phantom's going to get a start here. Here comes the Phantom offense. See Waheed, Cooper, Young, Wilson, and Fullwood up front. Barry Hargrave, a receiver. Damian Charity, the other. Then Edwards and Wright, the running back. Daniel Wright, the big back. Fleming in there as case receiver and flanker. And the quarterback is Chris Daniels, the sophomore quarterback who has led his Phoebus Phantoms to a 6-0 record this season and played about as steady as they come.
Yeah, he's looked real good so far.
5'9", 175-pounder. Wearing number 10. He's under center here. Tim Young, the big center for the Phantoms.
Bryce Bailey in motion to the far side. Daniels, long snap count here as he goes to Edwards with Wright in front of him. Good run by Edwards.
So Daquan Fleming, is that Fleming or Edwards?
No, that was Fleming on that one.
It was number 9.
No, it was Fleming.
Here's the defense for the Crabbers. Stewart, Coleman, Foster, and Smith. And Majette, who you'll hear that number called, battle. Gant, Jones, Mitchell, Stevenson, and Jaquarius Bellamy in the free safety spot.
You see Gant in there on defense for Gaskins. So pick up a 5 by Fleming. 2nd and 5 from the 37. Goes back to Wright. Wright, a workhorse back there as he gets stopped after maybe a gain of 2.
Daniel Wright is a workhorse. He's a big running back, 6'1", 225. A lot of experience, played many games over the last few years, and just a tough guy to bring down.
So this is I say huge 3rd down, Frank. I know it's early, but this could really set the tone.
Almost a mirror, Rube, of the Crabber first few plays. Phantoms send in number 10, Chris Daniels, the quarterback, so he's gone to the sideline and get the play. And he flips up the towel on Tim Young's behind, and he's ready to go. There he goes right up the middle. Good tackle at the feet down there, but that's the Crabbers' number 32. Kyrell McKinney with the tackle, but not in time to stop the first down run. So 1st and 10 for the Phantoms. They up to their 43-yard line. Crabber defense featuring Keon Stewart, Tyreek Coleman, and Kevin Foster and Samari Smith. They are the mainstays. Majette is the 154, the sniper there from linebacker.
Daniels goes to Wright up the middle. Good run by Daniels.
Right.
I mean, sorry, by Wright.
Right in that big body up across the 45. Crabber number 72, Kevin Foster, the first hit. So about a 5-yard pickup for the big man. Second down and 5 for the Phantoms.
It's almost like they moved into a fullback this year, Frank. I mean, last
Well,
year he
he's
played.
built like one.
Yeah.
Fullback always been a very important position for Phoebus, but not in Jeremy Blunt's offense. It was for years for Bill D and for Stanley Sexton, very important.
So pick up a 5 by Wright, 2nd and 5 from the 48. All run so far for Phoebus. And why not? Go back to Fleming up the middle. And he's close to another first down for Phoebus.
Daquan Fleming, the 5'10 senior. Doesn't quite have it according to this side judge, but the other one says it comes up some. So they can have a discussion here, the two line judges. Far side line judge has the first down, I believe. Near side says no. They're going to leave the ball where it is. I do not think they have the first down.
They're going to measure now.
If the lines are level, he doesn't have it because the ball has got its tail end on the 48, and the first down sticks at the 47. I think it's going to be 3rd and short, but they're going to measure them.
So another 3rd down play for Phoebus if he is short.
Crowd still coming in here at Darling Stadium on a wet afternoon. Very pleasant temperature-wise,
Yeah.
probably in the mid to low 70s.
Feels good out here. And he's going to be short, maybe a yard, Frank. Almost close to a yard short.
Yeah, that's about right. Just looking at the hash marks, which thanks to the ground crew here,
Yeah.
we can still see.
Done a great
after
job.
Last night's game. A lot of grass getting chewed up. These are the worst, really, weather conditions for a field and a field crew, most challenging for a field crew because the rain has been a steady drizzle all day. And it is hard to keep this grass, which has looked good all season long, keep it intact. You got Tim Young up there,
Yeah, big
digging
guy.
a trench by himself, 6'4", 300-pound center, who's just a wonderful part of that offensive line.
Goes back to Wright. Wright gets it. Tiptoes, slides through the line and gets a first down for Phoebus.
Yeah, Daquan battle at the feet of Daniel Wright that time, number 20 for the Crabbers on the stop. First down for the Phantoms.
You see Wright lowering his shoulder.
2 rushing first downs for the Phantoms here on this drive. 6-0 Hampton Crabbers, minute 20 to go in the game. Pay no attention to the minute 74 on the screen. It's a minute 11 now.
First down from the 44. Daniels directing traffic. I'm really impressed by this young man. Sophomore, under center. Goes to Fleming. Stopped in the backfield, but still gets about maybe a yard with momentum.
Now I saw Elijah Mitchell, number 11, on the grab there. Bringing down the running back. It was Elijah Mitchell, a junior, 176-pounder.
So all run so far for Phoebus, Frank.
And that's surprising when you got a guy with the talent of Barry Hargrave, 6 foot, 186-pounder, cut out of marble. Here he comes, number 4, on the near side, the receiver. They want to get the ball to him, and we saw last week that they actually did an end around trying to get him the ball.
Got Bellamy on him. He's shadowing him the whole game.
Man-to-man over here.
So 2nd and 10, no gain on that last run from the 44. Daniels fakes the pass. He's going to go to Fleming, but Hampton is all on it.
That time, it looked like 53 for the Crabbers, Orlando Robinson, and they've shifted around without Gaskins. They've had to add a few players, and we'll see.
Good point. Good
Elijah Mitchell is playing free safety now because Bellamy is going to be Barry Hargrave's friend the whole day.
Good point. So it's going to be a timeout. Looks like, oh, I'm sorry, end of the quarter, 6-0 Hampton. So a lot closer than last year's first quarter.
Yeah, a lot closer, but a well-played game so far. One penalty on the Phantoms that hurt and allowed the Crabber drive to continue. They get the touchdown, but no 2-point conversion, 6-0 here.
Yeah, two big penalties, Frank. One on the 15-yarder for Phoebus to keep the drive going for Hampton, and then Hampton.
That's right.
And then Hampton got one for the 2-point try.
Yep,
so
it cost them that.
You're looking at 8-0, or you're looking at Hampton punting the ball to Phoebus. So both penalties hurt for both teams on that first drive.
This is really what we expected at 2 6-0 teams.
Yeah. No, it's
and
good.
On a rainy afternoon, Darling, this is what we expected. Rush-heavy offenses. Crabbers threatening the pass more often. Bellamy certainly got to be part of the reason why Phantoms have not gone in the air yet. Although they're moving the ball with a rush.
Yeah.
So why risk it?
Big third down here, though, Frank. 3rd and 11 from the 45. Loss of 1 on that last run by Fleming. As you see Edwards and Hargraves here near side. Fleming in the backfield. And that's Bryce Bailey. They have him out in the wide receiver on the far side. Tim Young, the center.
Bailey, an award winner earlier this afternoon. We'll read you that in a minute. Daniels drops back in the shotgun.
Daniels in the shotgun, passing situation. He's going to go back to pass. Has a lot of time. He's going to step in the pocket, complete to Fleming. Fleming's going to try to get away.
Well,
but the jet wraps him up.
That time, it's like number 20. That may have been Battle at his feet, but it slowed him down just enough for the other crabber to grab him, Mitchell. So they saved him because that was a good play by Daniels. He took his time and just dumped it over the middle. Fleming makes one move, picks up an extra yard, but it's going to be 4th and about 6 for the Phantoms.
And they're going to punt. They're going to bring the punting unit out. That's
hard to tell, isn't it?
Emmanuel Johnson.
We watched Johnson in practice. He was kicking it pretty well. 5'9", 180-pound senior.
And Cam Stevenson, the quarterback, back to receive the punt. He's at around the 10-yard line. There you get a good look at Cam. And a penalty on the play.
Looks like it's going to be on the Phantoms. Maybe too much time.
Legal substitution. 12 men on the field on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
Oh, it's
4th down.
well, that's the kind of that surprise play I'd ask Coach Blunt about, but a good one there. Can only have 11, so 5 yards cost. Shouldn't hurt the Phantoms too much. As again, the punter can still get it. He was practicing from just about the 45 in practice and punting them down to the 10 or the 5, so he still can put it behind the 20.
Johnson, almost another block, just like last year's game. As Stevenson goes back, it takes a Phoebus bounce and it lands at about the 16-yard line.
Kind almost of a Tiger Woods bounce there. It dug in. But good punt. Puts the Crabbers behind their own 20 at their 16. 1st and 10.
So let's see what the Hampton offense can manufacture here. Let's see if they keep with the run game with Stevenson and Highsmith.
Well, at the pace this game is going, if the Crabbers run the drive they did last time, we'll have 4 drives apiece in this game, and that'll do it here at this rivalry game. Great American Rivalry Series, and we welcome those folks and the United States Marine Corps here. Right, to take an opportunity as we watch the players get ready here to mention that these Marines, many of them are from right here in our area, all men and women of the armed forces, we salute you and send out our greetings here from Darling Stadium. Hope you can catch the game on Facebook or YouTube here in the next week. And we wish you well and pray for you.
Highsmith tried to get through the hole, but if the Phoebus defense is there,
nothing
Edwards
doing.
On the tackle.
Yeah, nothing doing that time. I think Cam Stevenson's going to come to the point where he's want to open it up a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised. Dominic Edwards has played very well so far in this game. Stevenson comes to the sideline to get his play while his team there awaits.
Get a good look at that Hampton line. Of course, not as big as last year, but just as effective, Frank. Just as effective as last year when they lost, Red and Powell. They all went off to college, but they
lost a huge line.
Yeah, still hanging in there.
Well, they're facing a big defensive squad here.
So 2nd and 10 from the 16. Stevenson drops the ball. He's going to be in trouble here. He's going to get stopped.
There's Edwards again. So Stevenson hangs on to the fumble. It took him a couple times to pick it up, and then he met Dominic Edwards. That's another one of those wet ball situations.
Yeah. So huge 3rd down. It's going to be 3rd and long from the 11, 3rd and 15.
Well, the rain seems to have ceased for just a minute here. Let's see if that gives Cam Stevenson a good opportunity.
Oh, no, that's not a ball. That's just
bumped right out of it by the running back.
That wasn't a slippery ball. It was just mixed communication between Highsmith and Stevenson. And Stevenson goes on a rollout. Going to go back to pass. He's under pressure. He's going to keep it. And he's going to be tackled.
A good block by Martin out in front of him.
That's Austin who had the penalty earlier. Good way to make up for that one. As nobody was open downfield.
So he picks up a few yards, but the Crabbers with 4th down are going to have to punt the ball.
Or will they? Oh, yeah, they will. looked like Coach Smith was trying to make a decision there, but
The center, Julian Martin, is the punter, 5'11", a measly 242 pounds. As he counts his players, be sure he's got 11. Gives a thumbs up to the sideline. He's ready to go.
you see Bailey and Hargraves deep for Phoebus. They're at about midfield.
And the breeze may help him just a little bit going this way from the east end to the west end of the field. Kind of a northeast breeze.
Decent snap, almost a block by Edwards. Takes a Hampton bounce. Bryce Bailey picks it up. He's going to go not going to get many yards after the pickup.
Bailey, the 3-year letterman on the varsity football team and the award winner for the highest academic standing on his team. For Hampton, it's the lineman Tyreek Coleman, a 4-year varsity football player, 3 years as a starter and a captain. He earned the award. They were awarded before the game. Congratulations to Bryce Bailey and Tyreek Coleman.
Awesome. I think Coleman's in the IB program.
Illegal formation. Kicking team, 5-yard penalty. Replay 4.
So they're going to do a re-kick, Frank, here.
Well, I was going to say, I thought it was a pretty good field spot for the Phantoms, but they're going to make the Crabbers kick it again. And with these weather conditions.
Almost got a block on that one.
Oh, Mike Smith out on the field. He's got his hat facing forward, so he hasn't lost too many patients yet. The veteran coach has an indicator. We'll see it later in the game. Here's Martin again.
Not much pressure this time as he gets
another roller.
And another roll as Bailey picks it up again, and he stumbles, picks it back up. He takes a big hit.
That was Hampton's number 40, Justin Gant, with that hit. Senior, 6 foot 192. He laid the wood on Bailey.
Yes, he did.
But the Crabbers pick up about 10 yards on that punt, 15 yards, not much, giving the ball to the Phantoms on the Crabber 31.
You get a good look at it. Bailey dropped it, picked it up. He saw something, and he nails him.
So here come the Phantoms and their second drive of the game.
As you see, Daniels, the young quarterback, under center.
There's Hargrave in motion.
Yeah.
Bellamy doesn't go with him.
This could be trouble. Nobody's on Hargraves. Is it going to go to Fleming on a run? Nobody was on Hargraves here on the near side. Maybe a yard on that run.
Good tackle that time by the Crabbers. Looked like maybe Daquan Battle at his feet. The linebacker. Number 20. There he is there in your camera. So a couple yards for right.
Gave him 2.
No audible there to recognize that Hargrave was by himself.
He was.
Now he's back on the far side with Bellamy right in front of him.
So 2nd and 8. Hargraves again in motion.
Phantom coaches probably saw that.
Yeah,
nobody over here covering him. Rodriguez was dropping deep.
Oh,
he tried to throw it out.
Daniels loses it, and he is going to be stopped. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
Crabbers number 53, Orlando Robinson, with the tackle. Daniels so excited he had a chance to throw it out to the right side, and ball got out of his hand.
Well, that's
9.
2 plays in a row that Hargraves looked like he was open.
Well, he knows that Bellamy's not going with him, and I think the Phoebus Phantoms figured that out as well.
Just stand on the far side. Did you get a good look at Coach Jeremy Blunt?
6 minutes and 50 seconds to go here in the second quarter, and this is the second drive for the Phantoms. They trail at 6-0. In a fast-moving ball game as the clock does not stop with the rushes.
This time Daniels, when it's 3rd and 9, goes in the shotgun. He has Wright behind him. Edwards goes in motion on the far side. Daniels back to pass. He's looking that way.
Looking for Hargrave.
And it's going to be incomplete. Had him open.
He stopped his route, and the ball wasn't there, and then he saw it and started going forward again. That's Barry Hargrave. Good look at the junior.
Good look.
One of the finest receivers we've seen. In fact, we have, in my opinion, the best 2 receivers in the league this year with Jerquarius Bellamy. Arm may have been hit right there at the end, but Hargrave couldn't reach down. So 4th and 9 or 30. So they're going to go for it. No such thing as a field goal here for the
Timeout.
this year.
Well, especially
We
with the
saw one.
conditions.
Who was it, Bethel that kicked the field goal?
Yeah,
last week?
Larson.
Yeah.
And Ethan Larson.
So, yeah, he's got 1 fifth. It's the only one we've seen. So timeout called by the Phantoms as they're going to figure out what to do.
6-0, Frank, 6:23. You alluded to this, only Phoebus' second drive of the game.
This game be over by 3 o'clock if, at this pace.
Good ball control so far for Hampton as they use a lot of clock on those 2 drives. They had the ball.
We mentioned a lot of press here. We want to thank all the folks that come out and cover this game every year. Of course, our friend Matt Hatfield, what a terrific show he does on the radio. We enjoy listening to that. His star today was Kate Yanchulis, the talented young writer over the Daily Press. She's got the veteran with her today, Lynn Burke, here
Yeah,
watching the ball
Lynn.
game.
I talked to Lynn earlier.
We always enjoy spending time with Lynn Burke. And we have several other folks here. Andy Hilton here from the South Side. It's at 757 something.
Recruit 757.
Recruit 757 does a nice job. Comes out.
The sports wrap, as you see a picture right there
of the big football.
Yeah.
And another member of the press. Thank goodness one that's not in the booth.
Nathan Epstein from Wavy. As Daniels goes into shotgun on the 4th down, he's looking to pass. He has some room, and it's going to be incomplete.
No, it's called incomplete by the referee, or excuse me, the umpire was right on it. So Hargrave finds a spot, but the pass is low. Crabbers take it over at the 30. On downs.
So Daniels with a rollout, he had time, had Hargrave open, just couldn't connect on that last play. Hampton takes over at the 30.
I imagine the Crabbers are going to have to talk about that. Coach Danny Mitchell, the longtime head of the defense for the Crabbers, is going to have to talk about whether he's going to move to Aquarius Bellamy and follow Barry Hargrave as he moves across the line like there.
Looks like they were earlier, and they stopped doing that.
Coach Blunt trying to get his star receiver open. I don't blame him. So 1st and 10 for the Crabbers. Cam Stevens, a good shot of him right there, the young man wearing the numeral 1.
So Stevenson keeps. Good hit by Bryant.
Yeah, that's all
3
for naught.
slamming
It is
down.
a hold in there. Referee threw the flag on the hold at the 29-yard line.
Get a good look at it here, Frank. As Stevenson goes around the corner, but Bryant meets him.
Gang tackle by the Phantoms. Bryant's had a great game as
Yes.
well for the Phoebus D, but they're going to allow the Crabbers to move backwards 10 yards on that hold.
During the run. Holding. Offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay 1.
So those penalties are
Crabber
coming into play.
Crabber alumni downstairs with us. The young man in the blue cap, Rich Foley, one of my classmates down there. Rich apparently handing all his trash to his son and letting him take the trash away. His benefits of being an alumnus of Hampton High, with a child old enough to take the trash away.
I see school board chair Jason Samuels walking around. A few other people here at this big game of the year, Hampton versus Phoebus, the rivalry game on this Saturday afternoon at Darling Stadium.
I want to mention our good field cameraman Steve Fryer down there. He's down behind or right level with Cam Stevens. There's his shot right there.
So 1st and 20. Highsmith gets the call, but Edwards brings him down.
Edwards is all over the place. Dominic Edwards, 5'9", junior. And he is sniffing out the run route for the Crabbers. Stevenson over to Mike Smith to say, hey, that's not working. Crabber number 81, Rayfield Taylor coming in. Taylor, 5'9", sophomore.
So it's a few receivers trying to fill the void of Gaskins. Yeah, he's a senior.
Yep.
So no gain on that one. 2nd and 20 from the 20. You see Bellamy and Rodriguez near side, Gunn and Taylor far side. Highsmith in the backfield with Stevenson. 4:55 in running. Stevenson back to pass. He's going to try to get away from it, but he's tackled.
Well, it's a good play by number 51 for the Phantoms. That's Austin Gilliam, 5'10", 220-pound sophomore, able to grab hold of the feet of Cam Stevenson, which is not an easy task.
So I don't know if those are design plays or not, Frank, but they're looking to pass, but Stevenson's just breaking away.
Things aren't moving together too quick. I think he would have thrown it if the receiver was open quickly. Nice tackle there by Gilliam.
So he gets 4 out of it, so it's going to be 3rd and 16 from the 29.
6-0 Crabbers here with just 4 minutes to go in the second quarter.
So shotgun once again for Hampton. As Bellamy in the slot now. They're moving him around. Back to pass to Stevenson. Again, nowhere to throw. He's going to have to run. He gets to that outside. He has a chance to get the first down. He gets the first down. Almost a late hit, but Bryant held up as Stevenson gets a first down.
Very close there on Darryl Bryant. Very close to a penalty, too.
So there has to be a linebacker to spy him, Frank. You know, all the receivers are going deep, and Stevenson is getting open and getting the first down on the run.
Well, Stevenson helps himself out a lot with that run, as he is going to tell the defensive backs they have to keep an eye upfield. And that may give him a chance to get that ball to Bellamy. So another rushing first down for the Crabbers.
And you can tell they're looking for Bellamy. And just like Phoebus is looking for Hargraves, they're trying to get their playmakers the ball, but both defenses are backing up and playing great defense.
Speaking of playing great, we got a great crew with us today. Of course, Andy Foley, our captain, Renee Camden, Matt Buckwalter. Krista Campbell moved upstairs and running a camera today. Randy Begoli doing our sound. Nathaniel Braxton on the other side of the press box with the camera. Steve Fryer on the field, and of course, the talented Herman Drone back on the clock. Thank goodness.
Well, Matt got a promotion today. He's co-graphics.
Co-graphics. My nephew, Matt Buckwalter, I guess
he's full. Hey, he got promoted again. Now he's full-fledged graphics
I
guy.
think the truck just told us he's overthrown Andy Foley, and Buckwalter now running the show. 3:47 to go here in Darling Stadium on a rainy Saturday afternoon.
Great staff that we have.
We're very lucky.
Very fortunate.
Yep. We've got the Crabber Band here and the Phantom Band here.
Very
both
good to
bands
see.
at
Very good to
halftime
see.
on a wet day. Crabbers look good today in those red raincoats that they wore. Very sharply dressed.
It's a good look.
They decided to go without the raincoats for the halftime performance.
Very good look.
And that, of course, will prompt a downpour right as the half
and they are
goes off.
Self-titled as the Pride of the Peninsula as part of their band.
Bands have gone up and down in size. Both bands have. They're a little down in size, but good in sound.
So speaking of size, the 5'7" quarterback for Hampton in the shotgun, 1st and 10 from the 48, fakes to Highsmith. He goes up the middle.
That play just too slow to develop.
Yeah.
The blockers can't hold their blocks but so long. That time Hampton's number 71, Isaac Barrow, who's played a lot here in the first half. Barrow did all he could do, but
yeah. Well,
Stevenson a little late getting there.
And Stevenson lost a yard on that one.
Good look at Thailand Baldwin, the 6'1" sophomore for the Phantom, number 2.
Phoebus always seems to find
good corners.
Yeah,
right?
good corners,
and
good linebackers.
Well, face it, these two teams have been able to find the best players.
That's right.
Each and every year.
You've been a good look at Coach Smith. Hat still forward. As
Is Coach Sexton over there? Who's that over there?
Yeah, they're going to honor the 2001
Timeout.
state championship
Hampton.
team at halftime, Frank. So a lot of former Phantoms are here at the game. Of
Jeremy
course,
Blunt played on
Jeremy
that
Blunt
team.
did.
So did our guest last week.
Xavier Debe.
Anthony Robinson.
Anthony Robinson's here.
Can't get rid of him. Talked to him this week. Glad to have him aboard last week in our broadcast. Always great to hear from Rob. Brings good perspective on the Phoebus football program. So timeout called here as the team's winding down the clock. 2:56 to go in the second quarter. 6-0 Hampton.
So we got what we wanted, Frank, a close game.
Would he use some sunshine?
Kevin Davis, assistant principal over at, actually he is the principal over at Hampton.
And his rain cap there, gonna need it today. He keeps looking left, wondering why Steve's getting him on film so much. The principals tend to be very shy.
Yeah.
I remember we had Ralph Saunders over at Bethel a couple years ago, and he ran up in the stand on the far side. We had to have a long-distance camera, because I went up and sat with him.
2nd and 11 from the 47. Stevenson back to pass again.
Plenty
He's
of
going to
time.
go deep. It's going to be
Bad pass.
a bad pass, and Bellamy slips, and that's going to be out of bounds. Slipped out of his hand.
That's just bad passing. It'll be a penalty on the Crabbers to boot. Far side official line judge has got a
Maybe
flag
false
down.
start. Maybe you see the AD of Hampton, Mike Phoebus.
Well, you see the assignments over here. Tylen Baldwin giving them one receiver. He's going to match up, I think, with Rodriguez, his matching number. And then number 11, Damian Charity. He had the duty that time on Bellamy.
During the
Ball
play.
came out kind of a
Holding.
duck.
Offense.
Holding
10-yard
call on
penalty
Crabbers.
from the spot of the
Crabbers
foul.
now. They're starting to
Third
rack up
down.
a few penalty yards. 30 yards and penalties now on Hampton. And that kills any momentum they have here in this drive. They now have 2nd and about 25.
You see they had a double team on Bellamy on this near side down here. So after the holding call, it's going to be the ball's going to be back at the 34-yard line.
Here come the Crabbers. And Stevenson under center.
So it's going to be 2nd and 24 from the 34. Stevenson again back to pass. He's going to try to pass, but he's going to keep it. He didn't see anything open once again.
Well, nice tackle out there by the Phantom number 34, Kareem Wilson, as he's launched himself, knowing that if Stevenson got around the corner, he was going to pick up at least 10 more yards. That time, Wilson able to drag the Crabber quarterback down and limit him to about a gain of, what, 4 yards?
Maybe
that
4,
was
yeah.
terrific.
So Hampton's
Watch the
trying to
defense.
pass. They're trying to get Bellamy that ball.
Here's Wilson, and he launches himself and drags down Stevenson. So 3rd and 21.
Haven't seen Purdy, Frank, since the 2nd time he went down. And that's it's a big loss for Phoebus if he can't come back on that edge. So 3rd and 20 from the 38. Stevenson in shotgun. 2 receivers near side, 2 receivers far side. Stevenson has plenty of time to throw. He's looking around. He's going to have to get it. He's going to have to run, and he's going to slip and fall.
That's a shame, as he had time to get around the corner. He'd have been gone.
Oh,
But
yeah.
LeBron Newman out there for the Phantoms. Newman, number 89, a sophomore. So a lot of youngsters on the Phantom defense contributing here to hold the Crabbers on this drive. Clock's going to continue. Well, no, timeout must have been called because it was. Oh,
Clock stops.
Timeout.
And Phoebus
Phoebus.
called
he was
timeout.
called timeout to keep give
Clock
themselves
operator.
some time. Minute 41 to
Please
go.
reset the
They
clock to
want third
1:45.
possession. Crabbers got to talk it over here. That time Stevenson very nearly around the corner again, but
Well, we talked about the field conditions earlier, Frank. If the field isn't wet, he might be still running down the sidelines. But
that drive did not go the way the Crabbers wanted it.
and again, Frank, they've tried. I think they went the pass formation on all 3 plays. They're trying to throw the ball downfield, trying to get Bellamy open. If they can get, they feel like if they can get another score, they can break this game open.
Yeah, I think with Mike Smith and Danny Mitchell go back in there with their coaches to come up with maybe some short
Yeah.
passes.
Yep.
Instead of trying to go downfield, maybe get Bellamy to cut across the middle, maybe 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage and see if he can't beat his man across. Because Bellamy's fastest man in the league from what we've seen.
So Bryce Bailey back again to receive the punt.
Julian
Good look
Martin, the
at Bryce
kick.
Bailey at the 40.
An academic leader for the Phantoms, also one of the, he's a 3-year letterman for the Phantoms.
So Martin kicks it out of bounds. Doesn't even give Bailey a chance to return it.
Inexplicably kicks it out of bounds, and Coach Smith not happy with that. Better mark than I thought it was going to get. 1st and 10 for the Phantoms from their own 47.
So 1:40 left, Frank, in
And
the
there's nothing
half.
Jeremy Blunt wants to do more than try to tie this ball game.
Yeah. Just no costly turnovers. They got to make sure they don't give the ball up here. Only down 6-0.
The Hampton cheerleaders wearing their Tackle Cancer T-shirts with the pink today, as we try to raise cancer awareness and stimulate giving by the wearing of the pink by some of the players and cheerleaders.
Right. So you see Daniels, the young sophomore quarterback, in the shotgun. Fleming behind him. Bryce Bailey near side. Edwards and Hargraves far side. He fakes the handoff. He's going to throw to Edwards. Good play by Edwards as he gets close to a first down and lunges for a first down.
And at the flag, it looks like it's going to be on the Phantoms here. It's going to be a hold, I believe. So a good throw by Daniels, trying to find Edwards. Again, they're going that short pass, trying to find anybody open. Yeah. But I think the penalty is going to be on the Phantoms. The flag was tossed by the line judge.
I don't think the players even
back
saw the flag.
Back towards the 46. Yeah. Officials gathering.
So false start on Phoebus.
It's going to come back 5. Kind of a late flag.
Yeah. Play
was underway.
Illegal formation.
Legal
offense.
formation.
5-yard penalty. Replay 1.
So they're going to replay the first down, but take the Phantoms back 5, back to about their 42. With a minute 32 as the clock stops for the penalty. This is the most stoppage we've seen in the last few, or last 30 seconds.
That's right. You see the replay here.
Yeah, we got ready to go here.
It's a good pass. Went short.
Yeah, not a pass of beauty, but
it
went a day today with a wet football.
So 1st and 15 from the 42 after the penalty. Daniels in the shotgun, back to pass, has some pressure, has an open lane. It's going to be almost intercepted. Too high for Bailey.
I got to wonder what Rodriguez is thinking on that one. Rodriguez, I know that Mitchell coming up, who's been stuck in the free safety position. He tried to make a play, didn't have, but Rodriguez should have seen that the whole way. He was behind the receiver covering his zone.
Oh, if he catches that, it's all green light down the sideline. So incomplete, 2nd and 15 from the 42, and that stops the clock, Frank.
Daniel's going to have to look off his defenders. He's backing up and looking right at the guy he's going to throw it to. He's going to need to at least fake to Hargrave because they're watching him tight out on the far side with Bellamy right in front of him.
Daniels in the shotgun. Goes to Fleming on a draw.
Nice block. That's that running back drawn downfield in the wake of Tim Young as he took on a blocker and just pushed, allowing his running back to come in the vacuum created behind him. The big man, number 78 there for the Phantoms. What a lineman he is. Getting a lot of looks, I'm told. For college, is 6'4", 300 pounds, and pretty fleet of foot for a man his size.
Has about 3 or 4 offers. Howard, Hampton, and Morgan State, just to name a few. It's Edwards goes in motion on the far side. Snap, muffed.
Yep.
And now they're going to get Daniels in a bad situation. He breaks from a few of them, still on his feet.
Breaks from all of them. Took 9 men to bring him down that time. He got it back to the original line of scrimmage. Good play by the sophomore quarterback.
So that's going to be probably the last play of the half. You see the replays. Edwards Fleming looked like he wanted to get the ball.
3,
4,
5. Yeah, finally grabbing number 44, Samari Smith, is able to hang on and bring him down. There's Jeremy Blunt, the white top for the Phantoms. That's going to do it for the first half. That running play and scramble took a few seconds off the clock. 6-0 Hampton here as we go to halftime. We're going to see the Hampton band, and we got a special presentation for you during the halftime. Stay with us. Back in just a minute. Hampton 6-0.
Fans, we have a very special award this afternoon. The Great American Robbery Series and the United States Marine Corps are announcing their 14th annual Hall of Fame inductees here at the High School Camp. These awards are designed to recognize players from our past who participated in this historic rivalry. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Phoebus High School, the 2001 Phoebus Tango football team. Ladies and gentlemen, led by the late great head coach Bill G, the 2001 team was the first team to defeat Hampton since 1990. In 2001, Phoebus defeated Hampton twice in the regular season and then again in the second round of the playoffs. The 2001 Phantom went on to cruise its first state title that year by 26-7 win in the finals. The 2001 team was the first state championship team at Phoebus, where they started the legacy of the state championships that followed. Presenting the award is congratulations, Phantoms! And now from Hampton High School, Tim Richardson. Tim played in the rivalry game from 2002 to 2006 as a defensive end and offensive guard, while earning the 2005 All-State Offensive and Defensive Guard Award. In 2005, Tim and the Crabbers defeated the Phantoms 29-7, leading them to a state championship. Tim continued his career at Virginia Tech as a middle linebacker and helped the team win 2 Atlantic Coast Conference championships and 3 BCS bowl games. Accepting the award today is his mother, Tracy Richardson. Presenting the award is Staff Sergeant Rose. Congratulations, Tim. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause for the latest inductees into the Great American Rivalry Series Hall of Fame. Series Most Valuable Player Award and Championship Trophy presentation immediately following the conclusion of this afternoon's game. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, that the Chin-up challenge is going on. The school that does the most chin-ups determines today's winner. So be sure to get to the chin-up challenge for your school. We will be announcing the winning school between the third and fourth quarter. the Crabber Marching Band.
Well, we're back here at halftime at Darling Stadium. The Hampton Crabbers lead this game 6-0 over the Phoebus Phantoms. Wube and I have been fortunate to have some good guests this year. At halftime, we were trying to get a gentleman to join us over the past few games, and one of those guys on that list we lost this week. Sadly, we lost a well-known member of the Hampton and Hampton City Schools family this week. The Honorable Albert W. Pat Patrick III died this past Monday in the hospital. Pat was 66. Pat was the son of Woody and Ida Patrick, operators of Patrick's Hardware on Queen Street in Hampton, which was first opened by Pat's grandfather in 1895. Pat grew up in Hampton and never strayed from his Hampton roots. His connection to the Hampton City Schools began as a student. Pat attended Armstrong Elementary, Thorpe Junior High, and Hampton High School, from which he graduated in 1969. That year, Pat served as the captain of the Crabber basketball team that won the state title. Pat attended and graduated from UVA in 1973, then went on to UVA Law School, from which he graduated in 1976. Pat returned to Hampton after law school and went into private practice. While practicing law from 1976 to 1975, Pat was heavily involved in the community organizations, such as the YMCA and his church, Hampton Baptist Church. During the same time, Pat resumed his relationship with the Hampton City Schools, serving as a member of the school board for 10 years. For 7 of those years, Pat was the chairman of the school board. Pat also found time to resume a role in high school athletics, serving as a basketball official for 20 years. In 1995, Pat was selected to serve as a judge on Hampton's General District Court, a position he held until his death. As a judge, Pat had a reputation as a wise, patient, and eminently fair jurist. Like so many Hamptonians, I feel fortunate to have known Pat Patrick. For me, Pat began as simply one of the older guys, the son of my parents' friend, Mr. Patrick, at the hardware store, and a champion Crabber basketball player. A few years later, Pat refereed some of my high school basketball games. Later in my life, Pat became Judge Patrick, one of the finest judges I ever appeared before, and someone who gave me his time and advice in making an important career decision in my life. And for at least the past 20 years, Pat was someone that I spent many evening and weekend hours with for 2 weeks each summer, putting on baseball tournaments at Hampton with Little League. In sum, Pat was a man that parents want their children to be like, and a leader, a volunteer, and a community servant that our city, our schools, and our community organizations wish they had more of. We will all miss Pat Patrick, and we continue to keep his wife Jerry and his family in our thoughts and prayers. Wube, you had a chance to meet with this great man.
Yeah, he came in on Sports Time. We had him on our show, and I got a chance to get to know him. And he told me the same stories that you just read about him. I didn't realize he was deep in Hampton, and he told us about the championships and being on the school board. And funny story, I actually went into his courtroom for a minor situation, and he kind of gave me a wink, Frank. He remembered who I was. He kind of looked up and, oh, you're the guy from Sports Time. Gave me a little wink and said, get out of my courtroom, in so many words. So, he'll be missed, man. It was an honor to meet him, and and like I said, I got a chance to know his background and know his family, and it was definitely an honor and a privilege to talk to him and get some insight on what he was about.
Well, I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to get Pat up here, but I know he's following the Crabbers even now, and I think the world had a wonderful gathering yesterday to celebrate his life at Hampton Baptist Church, and some of the old Hampton City School graduates, Larry Cumming amongst them, telling some great stories. The best stories they could tell in church, they were telling us. As we all got a good chuckle out of that. Pat was a guy that loved to laugh and loved life and loved the Hampton Crabbers and loved the Hampton. And so we're going to miss Pat, and we wish his family the best. Well, it's a 6-0 ball game here with the Crabbers leading it. It's been an interesting game. The Phantoms going to get the ball first here, Wube. What do we expect? More of the rushing plays?
I think they're going to give the ball to Wright and Fleming. Daniels is going to have to try to get a passing game to Hargraves, like you talked about. Maybe some short passes. They gave Edwards a chance to catch some passes, and you know, they're going to have to stop Cam Stevenson. They're going to have to stop Cam, and you know, he's going out to pass, and he's looking to run. So they're going to have to maybe put a linebacker on Cam to enable him to you know, to stay in the pocket. But as far as Phoebus offense, I think they're going to keep trying to run the ball and see what they can do with Wright and Fleming.
Does the weather lead you to conclude this game may be a 6-0 game at the end?
Well, I thought that the team that runs the ball the best would win, and we haven't really seen you know, what Phoebus can do offensively yet because of the weather and because of the field conditions. So, you know, Hampton scoring early does put a lot of pressure on Phoebus in their offense. So, you know, we'll see if they can mix it up, if they're able to mix it up. It's not raining anymore, but again, like you said, it's been raining off and on all day, and it rained last night. So, you know, we'll see what Phoebus can do.
Well, it's getting a little muddier out there in the middle part of the field. That's where we've seen the slippage. I know the receivers have been trying to go down the sidelines, but the defense has anticipated that, and we've seen the great receivers, Bellamy and Hargraves, not make a catch. I believe that's right. I don't think either one has a catch.
I don't think anybody has a completion yet.
Yeah. So we got the one over the middle of the Edwards or Fleming.
Oh, yeah,
one
you're
of the
right.
two.
There was one, but it was a flag, and the flag negated that.
Yeah, that's right. So we expect to see, I would think, if the Hampton Crabbers go up by another touchdown, you'll see Phoebus go to the air.
Yeah.
And if Phoebus ties the game and keeps stuffing Phoebus, then we're going to have, I think you'll see Hampton go to the air. So it's going to be a very interesting second half here. Two really good coaches. Of course, the longtime head coach of the Crabbers, Mike Smith, and Jeremy Blunt, a member of the championship 2001 Phoebus High School team. State champions, their first state championship in their history. They were here and honored at halftime, and wonderful to see them, including my old friend Stanley Sexton.
Well, they ended up winning another one the next year, and they won back-to-back, and then they came back and won, 4 straight when Taj Boyd and all those guys came.
5 maybe additionally in total. Yeah. So all right, we're getting ready to go here. A minute to go in halftime. The Crabber Band entertained the crowd.
Great job, by the way, by the band.
It really is. I mean, especially on a day like today. It's they didn't wear those nice Hampton red raincoats that they have. Those teams, the bands always have those handsome outerwear that they wear here and in parades, but they didn't take it out in the field, and they were lucky. It didn't rain too much on them there. Just kind of a mist in the air. I'd say the humidity is lower than it's been this week, but still feels a little bit like August here in October.
You know. I was a little worried about, you know, the rain. I would hope it would stop, you know, early this morning, but it continued. And of course, with the game last night, you know, chopped the field up a little bit more than it needed to be. So, you know, hopefully they can get their footing and we can get a good game in the second half.
Javon Richardson to kick off for the Crabber, number 61. So we haven't seen Benny Kavoda yet.
Our practice buddy.
Yep.
So deep for Phoebus is going to be Hargraves, and he's actually going to be the one that's going to get it around the 15. Not good for Hampton, but Hampton closes in and gets him. He's still on his feet.
Well, as you see, it takes a village to bring him down. He's going to get it up to about the 26-yard line of his Phantoms. 1st and 10 for Phoebus there. They get the ball here, and let's see what they can do here in the second half. 6-0 Hampton in a tight rivalry contest. You know, so far, everybody's played. I mean, Cam Stephenson in the offense for Hampton.
You know, during these games, Frank, you're always intrigued by the halftime adjustments. I've said this before. Always neat to see what the coaches do after halftime. As you see, our school board chair, Jason Samuels, who's been walking around the stadium all day. Now he gets a chance to enjoy the game.
I know he enjoys sitting down for a minute.
Of course, he's our one of our halftime guests, part of the halftime alumni here at LSC. As Daniels gives it to Wright. Wright's pushing the pile all the way for an 8-yard gain.
I think Wright and a few Phantoms behind him acting as tugboats pushing him on down the field. Ends up right down at the 34-yard line.
Number 17 and number 54.
Get a good look at the replay here.
Majette. We haven't heard his name a lot. He's been in on many tackles as a group, but he's not had an opportunity to cut through the line like he does so well because Chris Daniels, the quarterback for Phoebus, has not dropped back to pass that often.
So they gave him 8 on that carry. 2nd and 2 from the 34. Why not? Go back to Wright. Wright's up the middle, has some room. Good tackle.
Is that Julian Martin? Yeah.
If Martin doesn't tackle him, he's probably picks up a few more yards.
So Martin gets a start here in defense in the second half. Interesting. You said it, adjustments at halftime, and of course there's been some adjustments to accommodate a few injuries here and there.
Yeah,
see Gaskins down here.
Yeah. And Purdy's on crutches, which is a horrible sign for
that
Phoebus.
should keep him out for the game. I mean, the poor guy.
Playing so well.
That's a blow to the Phoebus defense.
Definitely a blow. Playing so well for them on defense. So 1st down and 10 for Phoebus as Fleming gets it far side. Gets about 4 on the carry.
That tackle by Rodriguez, Javon Rodriguez at the feet of Fleming. Daquan Fleming, a 5'10 sophomore, 188-pounder, the smaller of the two backs. Out comes Coleman. Tyreek Coleman, the academic award winner, is grabbing his hamstring a little bit. Talking to the trainer, but he says he's okay.
Yeah, he was out earlier in the year. Glad to see him back. Hopefully he's okay. 2nd and 7 for Phoebus at the 44. Daniels goes back to Fleming. Fleming tiptoes, but Martin playing great on the defensive side of the ball gets a tackle once again.
And Coach Mike Smith hadn't been coaching 47 years for nothing. He figured out he needed maybe a different alignment in front. He's got his hat flipped backwards, so he's ready to go here in the second half.
And we're waiting for that to see when he would do it.
3rd down. Let's see if the Phantoms dare to go to the air. That time Hargraves was all on our side of the field all by himself, but with Jaquarius Bellamy about 10 yards downfield and waiting for him. He waits for him here.
Huge 3rd down, Frank. 3rd and 6 from the 45.
Justin Gant, number 40, out here covering the other receiver.
Bryce Bailey. You've seen a lot of him tonight in motion.
They are going to pass.
It's going to be a rollout. It's going to be a fake. It's going to be a throw, and it's going to be incomplete. Bryant was open.
Ball may have been tipped twice.
And so pressure was applied by Gant.
So Gant sneaks in the backfield and puts pressure on Daniels. And 4th down now. We'll see if I think the Phantoms, even the Phantoms, aren't going to try to pick up the 1st down here. Gant hits Daniels pretty hard.
No, he was open.
Well, neither quarterback has shown great or ability to throw a great pass yet. This is Phantoms number 30, Emmanuel Johnson, is going to do the punting.
Looks like Hampton's going to call a timeout. Something.
Timeout.
Could be as simple as having too many men. Let's see, 3, 6. No, they had 11 that time, but the special teams coach going to get on them. And Malik Jernigan may have drawn the attention of the coach. 4th and about 6 for the Phantom. They're going to punt. Coach Smith trying to figure out what he can do to take advantage of that situation. Doesn't happen often. The Phantoms, you've seen, they've scored 187 points coming into this game. They don't punt often.
So Stevenson's going to, did you see Coach Danny Mitchell's talking to us about baseball? He's already looking forward to baseball, Frank, early.
Well, and his congratulations to his son, Matt Mitchell, who's been promoted to the 1st assistant coach over at Norfolk State. They have a new head coach. Matt is a marvelous baseball man, and he follows in the footsteps of his father on that.
Not a bad football player. He wore number 1 as Cam Stevenson's wearing now.
Went to school at Averett to play 2 sports.
There's Johnson's punt. It's a couple bounces to Cam Stephenson. Cam Stephenson cuts up in the middle. He's coming on the near side. He stumbles and he's tackled close to midfield. Good run back by Cam Stephenson.
Yeah, great approach there by Damian Charity. You see the speed of Charity. catching Stevenson behind. Stevenson doing all he could do to hang on to that ball as it rolls across the ground and picks up some moisture. But he brings it back to the Crabber 47.
So they get the
46, excuse me.
good field position. No flags on the play.
The Sticks thought it was 47 too. They're gonna move those back.
As you see, is
A rolling punt and it bounces up. I thought it may have been too low, but he picks it up.
good cut up. Oh, he bobbled it right there too, Frank.
Oh yeah, he's trying to hang on to it, and he's got some speedsters behind him. Finally, Charity,
Charity came and got him, yeah.
number 25, also in on the tackle. Quavion Robinson, a senior, 5'11", 186-pounder. The two of them speedsters. Oh, Stevenson with good field position for these Crabbers.
So 1st and 10 at the 46. Stevenson under center. Goes to Highsmith. Highsmith maybe a yard.
Not much doing there. That time, Phoebus is number 51. Austin Gilliam, the freshman, getting a lot of playing time on the defense side. Makes the stop. 2nd and 9 for the Crabbers. Stevenson to get another play.
And Bryant was also there.
Now the rushing plays allow the clock to run. We're down to 8:33 now in the 3rd quarter. 6-0 Hampton.
2nd and 9. Gain of 1. As Jernigan is the fullback. Stevenson now goes under center. Mostly shotgun in the first half. Highsmith with a little space, but he gets closed quickly by the Phoebus defense.
Jeremy Fullwood, who, no, excuse me, it wasn't Fullwood, was it? It was Slade,
yeah.
Terrence Slade, who's switched. He
More
is
defense,
back in
yeah.
on the excuse me, he's moved to the defense, but I mean, yes, defense now. He's usually on the offensive line. He and Fullwood switched tonight, and good. Jeremy Blunt finding some good pieces amongst his underclassmen.
So 3rd and 9, no gain on that last run by Highsmith.
Bellamy to the left of Stevenson. Rodriguez out beyond him.
Highsmith moves up. Shotgun formation for Hampton. Stevenson's going to go
wide
back to
open in
pass.
the middle, yep.
And he drops it, and then he would have had a
Wide
lot of
open.
space.
Well, the pass was a tough one to bring down, but he should have had it. Highsmith drops the ball, and that hurts the Crabbers.
Oh, yeah, that was a huge, huge drop.
And every other receiver covered almost
Yeah.
man-to-man and right with their receivers.
Oh, that would have been a huge pickup.
Mike Smith now with the hat off, which
Didn't
means
didn't
another
last
level.
long, did it?
So an unfortunate series of events there. That would have picked up 30 yards.
Yeah, easily.
Crabbers now going to punt. Julian Martin in to do the punting.
Here's a replay here. See, Highsmith moved up, and nobody checked him at all. He's wide open, running up the seam.
I mean, it's by no means a perfect pass, but it's in his
Oh,
hands.
yeah, he's got to catch that one.
Well, Martin, high snap, but he gets it.
Oh, it's blocked.
Blocked.
Phoebus blocks the punt.
And ball bounces out of bounds right about the 33. 32-yard line where they're going to spot it. No, he gave him another yard, 31.
So that might be the break that Phoebus needed.
Well, it doesn't seem to be anything more than rote movement on that by the special teams for Hampton. They didn't adjust at all on that rush, and Martin probably should have moved up one step to his left and get that off. Good attack here on this side, the near side by the Phantom defense. Here they come.
Oh, yeah, that was on there. Should have moved over a little.
And the Phantoms pick up some yardage here in the exchange of downs.
So Phoebus heavy backfield as they have Wilson and Wright in the backfield. No Fleming. Fleming's actually looks like he's not. No, Wright goes far side behind Edwards.
Well, he hit Tariq Coleman and opened up a flap there and allowed Wright to come right behind him.
So now they put Wilson at fullback and Wright basically essentially two fullbacks in the backfield.
Well, the one thing we've learned about Kareem Wilson is that he's incredibly fast. 5'11", 205 pounds. He's a linebacker. We can see what kind of benefit you get by using him at fullback. And again, the Phantoms have relied on fullbacks for their entire last 20 years. And Jeremy Blunt has gone to that kind of alignment right here.
You see Daniels under center. Goes to Wilson, the fullback, but he's stopped really quickly as soon as he gets the ball.
Well,
no gain.
If you want your fullback to block for. You got to give him the ball every now and then.
Every now and then. Keep him interested.
Wilson gets the ball, picks up a couple, or maybe a yard.
It's going to be a 3rd and 7 around the 28, Frank. Probably 4 down territory for Phoebus, I would assume. As you said earlier, neither team is willing to kick.
No,
with the field conditions the way they are.
Not a big kicking league this year. So Daniels under center with his 2 backs behind him. And Fleming behind Wilson, isn't it? Yeah. Or is that Wright? Right.
Wright's going to be close to a 1st down, and they're going to give it to him. 1st down, Phoebus.
Number 33, Daniel Wright, the ball carrier for the Phantoms.
Phantoms trying to tie the ball game up. The block punt gives them the ball in Hampton territory, and they're taking advantage of that. 1st and 10 from the Crabber 21. Julian Martin is going to stay in the game for the Crabbers. Out comes the Crabbers number 44, Samari Smith. They're rotating some new bodies in the defensive line. You got to face Tim Young, the center.
Daniels under center. So far, so good with the run. They go to Fleming. Fleming just comes in and gets maybe a 2-yard gain.
Looks like Majette at his feet. It was Wanye Majette, number 54 for the Crabbers.
So you haven't heard his name. He's been all over the field the whole season.
Juice.
Finally gets a tackle.
Juice Majette.
That's right.
Majette, 6-foot senior. One of those guys that's been around Hampton football for 4 years now and has just been terrific. In every little role he started off in, he played well.
So 2nd and 8 from the 19. Edwards and Hargraves near side, and it's going to be a missed snap. That's going to be against Phoebus.
That's Daniels pulling away too early.
Prior to snap.
Not sure because
False
nobody
start.
else moved, so that's
Offense.
on Daniels.
5-yard penalty. 2nd
On
down.
the Phantoms.
Penalties are killing the Phantoms.
Back to the 24.
Had a nice drive going. You see Coach Van Dyke. Those aren't dance move, folks. They're actual signals.
And those aren't painted fingernails, that's tape. Help it. So Coach Van Dyke there telling his line what to expect. So Daniels just has to tell the skill players what to do. Big line comes up, Tim Young over center.
So 2nd and 13 from the 24 for Phoebus. Wright and Fleming in the backfield. Hargraves near side. It's going to be a pass. Daniels is back to throw, and it's going to be
Looks like it's caught. No, dropped
incomplete.
down there. Spotted in the
Intended
back.
for Bryant.
Hargrave out there with a waving his hands, trying to flag in, and he was open. Bellamy had cut into the middle. Barry Hargrave not getting a touch. Had 1 ball thrown to him. So 3rd and long for the Phantoms.
Good play, good rollout. Had him. Well, Majette was there too on defense.
Majette is one tough customer. So Hargraves to the near side again with Bellamy man-to-man on him.
So it's 3rd and 13 from the 24. Daniels is going to give it to Fleming. Fleming has some room, but he's tackled, and that's our guy Majette. Didn't hear from him much in the first half, but he's making his name felt in the second half.
That time just swung his arm in the feet, knocked him down. Ball on the 19-yard line. The Phantoms with a 4th down. This is where you think you may go to a field goal in any other district. Peninsula District not big on kickers. Not enough soccer players are getting drafted by the football coaches. So they're going to have to go here. Clean uniform. That's Bryce Bailey coming left. Hargraves far right.
Got Bryant playing a tight end. Edwards and Hargraves and Fleming in the backfield. Shotgun for Daniels, back to pass. He's picking up some pressure, he slips, and it's gonna be incomplete.
That time the Crabbers, number 41, Sean Hassel, waiting to lay the wood, but
if he would have saw the ball, he might have had an interception.
yeah, that's tough to say. Was it Hassel or was it 11, Elijah Mitchell?
I think it was 41.
Yeah, I thought it was too. Well, a lot of new players in that lineup tonight for the Crabbers defensively. It was 41.
So turnover on downs for Phoebus. Hampton will get the ball at the 19-yard line.
So the block punt cost them about 20 yards of field position, but no points. And with 3:18 to go here in the third, the Crabbers take over on offense.
Just bracketing Bellamy. Double team down here in the near side as they go to Highsmith. Highsmith, they'll get you 2 or 3 yards of carry for sure.
I think the decision is don't let Jaquarius Bellamy beat us. If the other guys do, that's the way it's going to be. But they're not going to let Bellamy beat them. Now, this is where you may see Cam Stevenson try to free him up with maybe a screen, some sort of something different, trying to give a different look.
And with Gaskins out, other players have to step up, just like we talked about last year when Daz Newsom's getting all the attention. Somebody else has to make a play. As you see Gunn and Rodriguez playing receiver.
Josiah Silver in the game with defensive lineman for the Phantoms on the right side.
Stevenson's going to go back to pass. He slips.
That time of design run it looked like, and nothing there. We see the Crabbers number 9 way down the field, Khalil Gunn, covered by the Phantoms number 2, Tylen Baldwin. But no time to get a pass off, and it may have been just intended to be a run. So Mike Smith with his quarterback at the bottom, very bottom of your screen.
As you see him
and that left foot slips.
Yeah.
That's dangerous. See, if you slip and then have your legs at that angle, unfortunately the hit didn't hit him right as he was doing the splits there.
So it's going to be 3rd and 11 from the 18. Rodriguez and Bellamy near side. It's going to be intercepted by Edwards. And it's going to be a touchdown for Phoebus. He is in. Touchdown Phoebus. DeQuandre Edwards on the interception.
Well, that's just a poor decision by Stevenson to throw the ball to a spot. He's not looking at all. Throws it to the spot. Rodriguez doesn't help his quarterback at all. And the Crabbers give up the turnover and the touchdown. 6-6 now.
That's huge. Huge play by Edwards.
So 6-6, and the Phantom's going to try to tack on the extra point. In comes Anthony Wallace, the junior kicker for the Phantoms. Long blonde hair was flowing during warm-ups. He's got it tucked up under that helmet now. Job to kick the ball through the uprights.
Latrell Smith is going to hold. Sonny's going to miss it. It's going to be.
Well, caught by the Crabbers, but tackled quickly by number 70, Donovan Cooper for the Phoebus Phantoms. But that ties the ball game at 6. So with a 1:38 to go, got a new ball game here. Team's going to start again from scratch as the Phantoms pull even with the interception on a poor pass by Cam Stevenson, and really
I didn't get a chance to see who the pass was intended for.
To Rodriguez. He had gone downfield. Rodriguez on the outside here, Bellamy inside. Rodriguez does the hook, and everybody up here knew it.
Yeah.
And Rodriguez downfield, and nice pick there by DeQuandre Edwards. Edwards, who can't buy a pass on offense, gets one on defense and runs it in for the touchdown.
Edwards transferred from Kickoff a few years ago. Him and his brother Dominic. So it's 6-6, Frank, 1:38 left in the third quarter. We have a ball game, our first close game of the season here on the broadcast.
And it's great to have a close matchup in the second half of a ball game. Well, good one. Nobody's leaving this game early. 6-6. And this is the former quarterback, Zamir Rogers, 6'4". You can tell him he's one of the tallest guys on the field. Number 38. He's going to kick it off for the Phantoms. Got it set for almost a
swib or onside kick. They're going to try the swib.
Kick.
Actually, that's
32.
That's 32. That's McKinney.
Tyrell McKinney getting his name in the stat book.
They actually give Hampton good field position on those kicks.
Probably don't let Wallace come in and try to boot it as far as he could, but Jeremy Blunt goes with Rogers. And the kick goes 18 yards. First and 10 Crabbers from their own 42. Well, the Crabbers haven't moved the ball really since the first quarter. And the penalty's hurting them in the second quarter. Haven't had any chance here, and Stevenson goes back out. I know he's frustrated. Young man got a good arm, used a good vision that time, just underthrew his receiver, and Rodriguez, by the time I guess he realized it, couldn't come back. He comes back out wide right. Bellamy in the slot. They got 2 on Bellamy, safety and Edwards.
It's like Parham is in the backfield, and they're going to give him the ball. Parham, Deshaun Parham, first carry of the night, of the day.
Nice stop there by the Phantom number 34, Kareem Wilson, who's all over the place as always. Travers can't seem to get away from him.
So no gain on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 42. Actually, they gave him 2 yards on that. So 2nd and 8 from the 44. As Highsmith comes back in, see Rayford Taylor.
Yeah, a variety of new, fresh uniforms in there. Still Rodriguez and Bellamy to the right.
Stevenson in the shotgun. Goes back to pass. He's going to try to get a pass. He goes up the middle, and Stevenson's close to a first down.
He's got it. That time, bad spot by the linesman. As Stevenson up over the first down mark, got hit back. A little surprised. It looks like a first down, though, despite the spot. It is a first down.
Yeah.
Well, he was a half yard further down the field when he got hit. So here's the Crabbers into Phoebus territory with 14 seconds. In fact, this may be the, if not the last play of the third quarter, first play of the fourth. Good shot of Danny Mitchell there in the foreground. Mike Smith signaling to him. And they're going to pick the ball up and move it just about 4 yards to the other side of the field. And the Crabbers will be going to the west end of the field here in the fourth quarter. 6-6, Wube. Just what we thought. I really thought there might be more scoring coming in. I know Kate Zanchulis of the Daily Press had picked it, I think, 28-21, which I think is generous because she imagines a kick involved somewhere there. But they've, with the wet field and the rain early in the first half, it's become impossible to get too much going through the air.
Yeah, and you look at somebody like Bellamy who has to just keep his cool. He's trying to get open, and they're trying to get him the ball. And Phoebus is having 2 defenders on him every time he gets on the field.
Phoebus has done the job, and Hampton's going to have to figure out how to take advantage of the fact that there are 2 defenders on Bellamy.
Yeah.
One including, that's DeQuandre Edwards, one of their best defensive backs. Charity covering Rodriguez.
So 6-6 Frank going into the fourth. Just what we, like you said, just what we expected in this rivalry game.
So in the old days where the Phantoms would put those 4 fingers up, they pride themselves on that fourth quarter dominance. T-shirts being tossed out on the Hampton side now by the Marine Corps and the sponsors.
Chuck one up here. I got my hand out the window, trying to catch one.
Anything that bounces off my face, you can have.
Stevenson in the shotgun, 1st and 10 from the 48. Goes to Highsmith. Highsmith has a little room. He gets maybe 6. He's still pushing. Does not go down.
That's all Highsmith that time. Good block on the right side by the Crabber line to get him through. But then all Highsmith pushing the linebackers back. So good rush. Mike Smith, he's going to keep pushing that line, trying to get that rush going. A few drops of rain here, just kind of misting here at Darling Stadium.
Pick up a 5. So 2nd and 5 from the 48. So Stevenson been off and on from shotgun to under center. He's back in the shotgun. Back to pass.
4-man rush by the Phantoms.
Stevenson's going to go back. He's going to try to get out on the outside. Got a good block from Highsmith. He's still on his feet.
He didn't
goes out of bounds. Almost
he did not get the block he wanted. He was pointing one, and his own man turned around.
So the wrong way,
trying to say turn around and look at the guy, but I think he's up over the first down mark. Nope, just shy. So 9-yard, or excuse me, 4-yard pickup.
So yeah, you're right. It was a yard short, stepped out of bounds. It's going to be 3rd and 1.
Well, for the Crabbers, they just want to keep it on the ground and try to get down and score while eating up the majority of the 10:58 left.
See Gunn coming in with the play.
Khalil Gunn getting a lot of activity here. Gunn, 6 foot, 175 pounder.
So 3rd and 1 from the 39. Cam keeps it, goes up the middle. He's still running, and he gets a good gain.
The speedy Damian Charity with a great stop tackle there. That would have picked up 10 or 15 more. Stevenson is so elusive. You miss the tackle at the line, look out, and it's up to Charity, the safety, to bring him down.
He's so small, high behind those big offensive linemen.
Crabber band about to knock the stadium down with a drum beat.
Throwing the wave over here.
Miss there, a good block on the left side. I didn't catch the number of the Crabber blocker, but he had to, maybe Coleman that had to block out here on the left. Number 77, who can barely move, by the way. That leg is really getting hamstring, giving him problems. But he's out there, and he held his block beautifully. Remember, Purdy out for the Phantoms, and that's his spot there on that right defensive end.
Stevenson to Rodriguez. A pass is complete.
He gets it up near the 20. Again, something new.
Yep.
Mike Smith not happy in the positioning of a young Khalil Gunn. He got the wrath that time, but he also stays in the game. Good for Rodriguez to get his hands on the ball.
Exactly.
He's so often the 3rd choice, and with Gaskins out, moves up to the 2nd choice. But he lines up almost exclusively on the same side as Bellamy. There they go to the far side, 2 and 10. 2 is Rodriguez, 10 is Bellamy.
A 3-yard pickup for Rodriguez on that catch. 2nd and 7 from the 21. Stevenson under center, goes to Highsmith. Actually, he keeps. Fake the Jernigan.
Once again, Phantoms number 54, Cameron Wilson.
And now that's
I think that's Coleman.
Yeah.
I think he's just done. I'm not sure. I think it's that hamstring that has been bothering him the whole time. He really had a hard time moving to his spot at left offensive tackle.
I hate to see that.
I hope it's not a knee, because that would really be bad. No, he's got it bent up, so I think it's hamstring.
And like you said, he's been suffering from that the whole game.
I mean, he waddled to the line to start that play. So, and that's a big loss. Tyreek Coleman, 6'2", 239-pounder, very athletic, the academic award winner this evening.
Yeah.
Good friend Rich Foley down there enjoying a good ball game. Takes his hat off, see, so the lights reflect better on the field.
So Coleman's on his feet.
Coleman's on his foot.
Sure. He has to be helped. That's not a good sign at all.
And I hope that's not a knee. I think that's a hamstring.
Oh, man.
Officer Davis there on your screen, Hampton's finest.
He was hurt earlier in the year and came back from an injury.
Yeah. 2 big linemen out. Purdy's been out the whole second half for the Phantoms. Now Coleman out, and he's done for the game. So see who the Crabbers send out to fill the big shoes of Tyreek Coleman.
Looks like it's
maybe Orlando Robinson.
Yeah, Robinson looks like he's going to be out there.
Robinson, a defensive end, 6'1", 186, one of those Purdy-size guys.
Yeah.
So he draws the tough job of filling in for Tyreek Coleman at left tackle.
And it's 3rd and 6 now from the 20. You get a good look at Coach Smith. The hat back forward now.
Yep. Well, he took it off for a minute to show a different level of frustration, but then put it back on with the bill up front. Been happier with this drive.
Stevenson, shotgun, back to pass. Pressure. He takes off running as he normally does. When he's pressured, he's going to go out of bounds at around the 7.
Good tackle by the Phantoms, number 7, Darryl Bryant. Haven't called his name much here in the second half, but he's been a dominant force out there with his teammate, the safety, Damian Charity.
So Stevenson, he's looking to pass. These aren't design runs. He's trying to get the, it's like he was looking over on the side where Bellamy was.
Well, the one thing about Hampton, if they win the game, there's only one name to put on the ballot because there's really only one guy that's picked up major yard, and that's Cam Stevenson. Phantoms have sped it around a little bit with Wright and with Fleming. Neither one, though, been able to move the ball far. I'd love to see the offensive yard totals from each.
Stevenson under center. Highsmith up the middle. Good stop by Wilson. But Highsmith bounces off of him.
That's it, Kareem Wilson, 5'11", 205-pounder. Mean as a snake, quick as he can be in the middle.
So pick up a 3. It's going to be 2nd and 7. 2nd and goal from the 7.
Well, the Crabs just trying to grind it out. That time a little pull play and didn't fool Wilson at all.
Take that back, Frank. It's 2nd and goal from the 3.
28, Dominic Edwards, he's in on the play. Crabs just going to try to take 3 more plays and push this ball across the goal line.
Stevenson fakes, keeps, touchdown Hampton.
I think he's in the end zone, yeah. He went right behind Highsmith. So he fakes to Highsmith and then followed right behind him, right over the left guard.
This little guy's amazing, Frank. Tough little kid. 5'7", listed at 5'7". Of course,
Shedrick Kemp Copeland that he's behind the left guard, and he just followed right. So Kemp Copeland, then Highsmith, and Cam Stevenson stuck himself on the back of Highsmith and went on in the end zone. And the Crabbers go for 2.
I was going to say Hampton's going to go for 2.
Well,
which will be huge because then Phoebus will have to go for 2 if they score.
Well, they had 2 points on the board in their first touchdown. Yeah. It came off due to the holding.
Holding, right.
So now the Crabbers trying to go for 2.
Stevenson under center.
Big play.
He's going to keep it again. He's going to be short. Actually,
well, he's still going. They call him short, it appears.
Oh.
That's Stevenson.
We've got to keep our eye on that play, Frank.
Well, there's a surprise play, carried by Cam Stevenson.
Well, just keep an eye on that conversion not being good.
That's a big failure, but it's 2 of them now.
Yeah.
And Stevenson is sneaking and tried almost the same play. Well, that is a touchdown, excuse me. That's why it looks so familiar.
Yeah, I know.
This time they went behind Orlando Robinson and Shedrick Kemp Copeland. Able to make the score. So 12-6 Hampton with 8 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter, and a very good high school football game here at Darling Stadium in Hampton. Game brought to you by our great crew, Andy Foley running the van down there, Renee Camden, Matt Buckwalter, my nephew, doing a fine job stepping in for Andy here most of this game. Krista Campbell upstairs working the camera, and Susan Bowers off today. Randy Bagola doing our sound. Nathaniel Braxton on the other side of the press box. Steve Fryer on the field. And our good friend Herman Drone here up with us in the booth doing the clock. So far, so good. Herman hadn't missed too many things down there. I'm keeping a list.
Good to see.
He was doing the replays. Is that what Foley's been relegated to?
Foley's doing it all.
Yeah, he's a man of many talent.
So here's
looks like
Fleming.
Yep.
On the kickoff, he gets it to around the 32.
Good return. Phantoms got good field position, but they've had trouble scoring on offense. They haven't scored on offense, so the offense for this team, for the Crabbers, flips around and plays defense. And the Phantoms bring in Tim Young and the rest of the guys.
Well, like you said, Frank, we'll see if Daniels is able to throw. I mean, with the clock ticking, it's 7:53 left in the game, down by 6.
I'm surprised Daniels hasn't just followed Tim Young right up the middle. Kind of put him, he's got big number 54 on one side. That's Cameron Wilson. I'd stick right between those 2 guys and see if I can pick up 3 or 4 yards every carry.
And Coleman not in for Hampton on the line as they go to right.
And that time he did exactly what I said, but he handed it off right behind Wilson and Young.
I went on that side where they went on that same side where Coleman would have been. He's out. Filling in right now, it looks like it's Bagley, number 55 for the Crabbers.
So both teams using a lot of players in the lineup today. A lot of underclassmen getting their chance to play in this rivalry classic.
So Stevenson not playing safety as he's taking a break, as he's all over the field. It's I thought it was a false start. It's going to be a pitch to Fleming. He's going to run somebody over.
He ran some. That was Mitchell, who had come up from his safety spot. But by making the running back run him over, he stopped him.
Yeah.
Nothing like throwing your body in the way of a moving train.
And you see here in the replay.
Mitchell step up, number 11.
Fakes to right.
No, that's the play
Actually, that's the play before, yeah.
Who's on that replay down there, Wubang? I'll hear it in my headset here in a minute.
Nothing
Tim
yet.
Young over the football.
So 3rd and 5, Frank. Huge third down. 3rd and 5 from the 37. 6:24 and counting. Daniels in the shotgun. High snap.
Ball on the
Ball
ground.
on the ground. Gonna mess up the timing as Daniels tries to get away, and he's tackled by Bagley.
Bagley makes an immediate impact. Nadeem Bagley, 6'1", 217-pound junior, gets his chance to fill in for Coleman, and he makes a great play there. The ball was down, ball was back up. Chris Daniels never gets flustered. For a sophomore quarterback, he never gets flustered.
Just picked it up and tried to get rid of it. Phoebus is going to punt.
Yeah, they hope to get the ball back. 5 minutes, 47 seconds. Clock moving here in the fourth quarter. 12-6 Hampton. Cam Stevenson was off the field. Now
he's back on, returning the punt.
Let's grab it. Daquan Battle comes off.
So
kind of a
Stevenson's going to
substitution.
Going to get the punt.
And why not? He gets the ball every time anyway.
He slammed down to the ground.
Good tackle down there by number 16 of the Phantoms.
Caleb Randolph.
Yeah, that was a good play as Randolph's able to hold up Stevenson. Stevenson moves forward, as you can see, every time. I think Stevenson came in from the library that time. He was late to the field, Battle late and off.
So this is going to be a huge drive for Hampton. They can milk most of the clock here if they get a nice drive going.
Well, I imagine if you read the article written by Kate Yanchulis in tomorrow's paper, she will comment on how few plays the Phoebus offense has run today. They scored on defense with the interception return by DeQuandre Edwards. Cam Stevenson, who's done everything but drive the bus over for the Queen Street Crabbers, is back under center.
Stevenson back to pass, and Bryant is going to get the sack.
And he very nearly picked up 15 yards by being thrown on the ground, but smartly, the Phantoms, not Slade, Darrell Bryant does not lift the quarterback off the ground, but does get the sack. Yeah, that's a tough first play, but the clock still runs.
Still running.
Going to be under 5 minutes here by the time Stevenson gets back out there.
Get a look at Ron Baton.
Ron, who's apparently short at least 3 cameras today. I don't know what happened to Ron. He was down to 2.
As he's a few.
Matt Hatfield in the box there. And you see the Washington hat of Kate Yanchulis, who, God bless her, she's still wearing it.
Get a good look at the Crabber crowd here.
Kate unable to take Friday off to mourn the loss of her nationals. But again, a brilliant young writer. Read her work tomorrow in the Daily Press.
Stevenson back to pass. He's going to go to Bellamy. They've been looking for him all night.
And he had him because Edwards was down on his knees. He slipped into, it was Charity. The safety was down, and that would have been a touchdown.
Yes.
And Stevenson Hyde on the pass. It's about his least number of passing yards you're going to get in a game right here. This reminds me of Oklahoma 1971.
Well, they ran a lot more then.
3 yards in a cloud of dust. Tonight it's 3 yards in a pile of mud. So third down now for the Crabbers. They keep, and that, of course, stops the clock.
Yeah.
It's tough, but he had the man open.
He was open.
Pass is just too high.
So 3rd and 17 from the 38. Fourth quarter, 4:26 left in the ball game. 12-6 Hampton. Stevenson in the shotgun. Back to pass again. Good pocket. Has a lot of room. He's going to go deep. He's got two receivers over there, and it's going to be complete. Or is that intercepted?
No, it's
incomplete.
Rodriguez and
both
Bellamy
of them were both there.
who have been on the same side the whole time. A lot of talking back there by the Phoebus Phantoms, but that was just it was almost underthrown again. You've got to really throw the ball for Bellamy. Bellamy's one of those guys that can throw a pass and run 40 yards downfield and catch it himself. He's that quick, but he's depending on Stevenson. Julian Martin in the punt for the Crabbers. 4:17 and the clock stops again, Woo-Bay. So the Phantoms with 4 minutes, plenty of time for a drive here in the fourth quarter.
Hargrave and Bryce Bailey back to receive.
And that punt, if it rolls.
And Bailey picks it up, goes near side, has some blockers, there's a room. Good tackle made by, they're going to get a block in the back.
Yep. Or a hold.
Yeah, that was battle on the tackle.
Yep, but the penalty I think is going to be on the Phantom number 34. Let's see.
That's Wilson.
Yep. I think it's after the reception.
During the return.
Yeah.
Illegal block in the back. Return team. 10-yard penalty
Feedback on
from
the
the spot of the
microphone,
foul.
so none of your water glasses at home have blown up on that. So that moves the Phantoms back. Phantoms now with a tougher, 10 yards tougher task here with 4:06 to go in the fourth quarter, and out they come. Any shaking of the camera is called by Tim Young running out in the field, big number 78, and here he comes.
You see Edwards here in the receiver.
Daniels in the shotgun.
Right in the backfield. Daniels with the snap.
Daniel Wright.
Give it to Daniel Wright.
That time the Crabbers number 72, Kevin Foster, 6'2", 277-pounder. Much more fleet of foot than 277 would tell you, but he moved laterally very well and was able to latch on to Daniel Wright, which is a hard thing to do. 2nd and 8 for the Phantoms. Clock running, 3:41. So 3 timeouts left for the Phantoms, 2 for the Crabbers.
So 2 yards on that pickup by Wright.
Crabbers really trying to stop the big play here on this drive by the Phantoms.
Daniels to Fleming. A little stiff arm action, but he's still moving.
That time, Crabber number 32, Kyrell McKinney, who's played well today, able to latch on, not able to bring him down, but able to latch on to the running back Fleming and hang on to him, giving him up just a yard. Good play by McKinney, a sophomore. So we've seen great defensive plays by the sophomores and juniors on both squads. Again, 2 of the stars out. Tyreek Coleman out for the Crabbers, Juan Purdy out for the Phantoms.
Of course, Hampton didn't have Gaskins before the game.
Big wrap on Coleman's ankle, it looks like. He may have gotten rolled over on that play in addition to the hamstring.
So 3rd and 6, shotgun for Daniels. He's going to pass. It's going to be almost intercepted by Majette.
Throw way behind the intended receiver.
That might have ended the game, Frank, if he intercepts that.
Yep, Darrell Bryant was the intended receiver, and the pass way behind him, and Majette, who just appears out of nowhere every time, very nearly picks it off. Majette seems unfazed during his play for 4 years, even when he was a freshman. We would look out and say, who is that number 54?
All over the field.
The timeout called, I think, by the Crabbers.
So it's going to be
let's see.
Timeout, yes. Timeout, 2:36 left in the game.
No, by the Phantoms. So 2 timeouts apiece now. As Jeremy Blunt wants to talk to his squad, they got a 4th and 6, and I think he's seeing this as the game. We'll give it here. It's got now. This is interesting. We have to fill out our ballots. And I think you got to go with the only guy that's had the ball tonight, Stephenson.
Yep.
So we voted for Stevenson. This is the Rivalry Series, the Great American Rivalry Series 2017 MVP ballot, if we can get a look at that. And they always tell us what the winning team, right, Woo-Bay? You got to have the winning team.
Got to have the winning team.
There's a winning team of cheerleaders there, and then band members and dancers. But we have Stevenson as our guys. Haven't anybody picked it up? Maybe they're going to delay a little bit here while this game remains close. This is the kind of game that they want to go see.
Right.
They want to bring the Marine Corps here because they know that some of these young men and women could be good members of their team.
That's right. That's right.
And we hope some of these young men and women take them up on that offers. Chris?
So this could be the play of the game here. 4th and 6 from the 38. Daniels is in the shotgun. Daniels, back to pass, has time. He's going to keep
very
it.
Nearly a hold out there.
And he's going to get the first down.
Very nearly a hold, and the referee was almost giving the instructions on how not to hold back there, but very nearly. But great blocking. If it's not a hold, it's a great block. Jeremy Blunt talking to his sophomore quarterback, Chris Daniels, now as they get a fresh set of downs. 2:27 to go. Clock starts again after the moving of the sticks. Not a fan has left this ball game.
No. First until you get a good look at the replay. Again, looking
Watch
to
the
pass.
block on the left side, on his left side. There's a great block right there.
Yep. So first down at the 46. They're going to give it a run to Fleming. Fleming maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage.
That's number 32 for the Crabbers, wrapping on Cairo McKinney, who's, I don't think we called his name in the 2 games before, and he has played very well.
He's the star of the game today.
It's amazing the young guys that get a chance to step in.
Bagley,
sometime.
yep.
Sophomore McKinney.
And Gant stepped in as well.
Clock still running, 1:37 now. Phantom 2nd down and 9. Hargrave still waiting for a pass. He's in the slot right.
Phoebus calls another timeout.
Yep, second timeout taken here. 1 left for Jeremy Blunt.
Phoebus.
I can't imagine anybody else get anybody else. Yeah. They take them down there. Just throw them down there. Or wherever they're piling them up. Lynn Burke, who has made the mistake of sitting in the press box during the game, he's going to have to put up with us.
He already left.
The veteran writer of the Daily Press, we're now retired, but it's great to have Lynn in the booth. I'm sure Kate Yanchulis enjoys having the veteran editor sitting over her shoulder the entire game, watching every keystroke.
Lynn's great.
He's wonderful. He's on your committee at the Hall of Fame, isn't he?
He is. I got a chance to talk to him a lot this past year.
Well, the guy's dedicated his life to the athletics here on the peninsula.
He's been there forever. He has.
And I will compliment, and as I do every game, recommend that you subscribe to the Daily Press and read the great writing there. David Teal, David Johnson, Kate Yanchulis, Marty O'Brien.
Yep.
Just a great group of writers.
See Chris Daniels.
Yep, 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9 from the shotgun. He's going to go back to pass. Has no one open. He's going to keep it.
Yep.
Maybe
knock
3
forward,
yards.
yeah, about 4 yards pickup and knock forward for 2 of them. But
I think he was looking at Hargraves down there. Bryant was also in the down the field.
Well, he's tackled in the field of play, so the clock continues to run. They've got 2 plays called. Young just waiting to snap the ball. Crabbers got to line up quickly.
108 and running. You see Daniels in the shotgun once again, right in the backfield. Daniels back to pass.
Rush.
He's going to throw, and it's going to be incomplete. Majette again.
Majette like a ball banging out there.
Majette was there once again to get his hands on it.
Played a full game, tough game, and you see how much energy that Juice Majette still has.
So another huge 4th down for Phoebus. 55 seconds left in the game.
It's the ball game right here,
yes,
Roubaix.
This is it.
1 timeout left for the Phantoms. They're going to try not to use it here. 4th and 6. And the clock is moving on the clock is stopped, but the play clock moving.
So 4th and 6 from midfield. Daniels on the rollout near side. He's had some pressure. He's going to keep it again. He's going to get on the outside, and he's going to get out of bounds.
It looks like he got the first down.
And they're going to get a 15-yard penalty to boot it on.
What happened there? How do you get a 15-yard penalty?
He was out of bounds.
After the,
well, I think the player that hit him was actually already on the sideline. He wasn't playing. They might have to talk this one over.
Yeah, that's a big flag, and that's a flag counts. Sideline warning, what is that?
Oh, is that what it is?
I don't know. It may have been. I mean,
Result of play.
Look at the very end. Look at the very end.
Result of play is the first down. After the play, personal foul.
Oh, that's 15 yards.
Unnecessary roughness. Defense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the
see
run.
here what the
First down.
that penalty is.
Oh, that's huge.
Oh, that's a big play, and I don't know who got the call on him. We're going to see it here at the very end. Keep the replay running towards the end.
Well, Daniels gets the first down.
Yep, right there.
But if you look, you take a look. Stevenson hits him, and Stevenson's not in the game.
And not in the game, but I don't see it. It was hard to see what kind of hand motion was, but whatever it was I thought they had a penalty. Maybe did they mark the yards off?
Yeah. So Daniels with the shotgun gets the ball on the top of his helmet. He's going to run again for a first down. He's going to be short.
And tackled in the field of play. They do have one timeout left. They better take it here. And he does.
And again, Frank, on that last play,
let's look at that again.
With the penalty, it looked like Cam Stevenson on the sidelines.
It was Cam Stevenson.
Timeout.
Where was the penalty, and was there 10 yards or 15 yards?
Well, Daniels ran into Stevenson. I guess he was just trying to brace himself, and they gave him the penalty.
Well, I think he said he gave him the forearm shiver, kind of. I thought it was a personal. Let's see it again.
Let's see it again. Let's see the replay one more time.
Foul called. There's Daniels. While the timeout's going on, Jeremy Blunt trying to give his team a play.
This is the penalty, right? You see Daniels rolling out.
Here he comes, rolling right. Now he comes in, he's across the 50, across the 45. Face mask, good one there. I mean, not a face mask, but good block. And then the shove by Stevenson. So the handoff.
Well, see, Stevenson wasn't in the box.
At about the third, well, he went out of bounds about the 38. But they didn't seem to move the ball down. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The ball's at the inside the 25, down the 22.
So Phoebus, again, Daniels in the shotgun, going back to pass, incomplete.
That ball bounced into the arms of the receiver.
Intended for, looks like Bryant.
Yeah, no question it was incomplete. Official's right on top of it.
And did you see Martin trying to get off the field? Wow, Frank, we got a good one today. 33 seconds left.
They got it. Incomplete pass, stops the clock. 33 seconds go.
So it's 2nd and 3 from the 21.
Yeah, Stevenson, if he had stood still, he wouldn't have drawn the penalty, but he moved his arm out. And we kind of pushed him in the shoulder, but you can't do that. You got to keep your head.
So this is going to come down to the wire. What a game.
Yeah,
2nd and 3.
Explain it to us.
During the play, illegal participation on the defense. It's half the distance to the goal.
Hampton again with a penalty.
Yes. So the
Wait, results in a first down.
By the flag here.
And Frank, remember, the 2 missed extra points by Hampton really puts them in a tough situation if Phoebus can get in.
Well, the Crabber defense got 33 seconds, and the Phantoms had the same time. They're trying to tie this ball game. It's 12-6 Hampton. And they are no timeouts
left for Phoebus.
So he's going to go to the air.
First and goal from the 10. 32 seconds left, and it's going to be complete to Bryant. And Bryant's going to
didn't get it.
He's going to be stopped around the 1-yard line, but he gets out of bounds and stops the clock. Wow.
Well, we don't have time to go back and get that illegal participation.
So what a game. These flags have really kept Phoebus in it. So that was a first down. So 1st and goal
from the 1.
From the 1.
Here with
27 seconds. The problem is, Frank, if they try to run with no timeouts.
And they get stuffed. Well, they got big Tim Young. This is why you have a 300-pound center.
So Hampton calls timeout.
And they might as well because the clock is stopped.
Timeout. Hampton.
Whoa.
Well, I don't know, Andy, if you've gotten that, it can get us that illegal participation flag. I don't think any of us saw that up here.
I think it was Martin trying to get off the field.
Could have been. So Mike Smith is livid. So the timeout called by the Crabbers. They got to put up a goal line stance. The Phantoms just trying to push the ball in, and if they don't push Tim Young right through there, they're missing an opportunity.
Well, I think on that penalty, and here's the this is the play to Bryant.
Yep.
As Bryant, as Midget was right there. Actually, that was Gant right there, who almost
nice
had.
stop by Mitchell to keep him out of the end zone, but they're going to have to do it 2, maybe 3 times if they can get it.
Wow, what a game.
Ball on the 1.
So first and goal from the 1, 27 seconds left, 12-6 Hampton.
About 1,500 pounds of young men in the front line for Phoebus.
So Daniels under center. As Cameron Wilson is playing like a fullback. They give it to Wright. And Wright's going to get in. Touchdown Phoebus.
So Phantoms tied the ball game up with 22 seconds left.
So now the interesting extra point as the game is tied.
They go to the big senior, the big back.
They're going to go for 2.
Well, it doesn't matter now. They should go. Why don't they kick it?
I would kick it here, but that's why we're in the booth.
Yeah.
So they're going to try to go for 2.
They don't have any faith in the kicker. That's visible. So here they go. They're on the 3.
On the 3-yard line here, they have Kareem
Wilson.
Cameron Wilson is a fullback, along with Wright and Wilson. They're going to fake. They're going to go out the pass. Everybody's wide open, and it's going to be the 2-point conversion is good, and that is to Bryant for the 2. Phoebus goes up 14-12.
And the Phantoms move ahead in an exciting fashion, 14-12 here with 22 seconds to go.
Wow. So Phoebus going for 2.
Chris Tango leads his club down the field, continues to get progress.
What a robbery game.
Just kill the Crabbers. The 1 penalty by Stevenson, the other penalty on the illegal participation. And the Phantoms move ahead, 14-12, 22 seconds to go here at Darling. Crabbers need a miracle play themselves here. They've got to get close enough. They used a kicker all night, place kicker or a field goal kicker. So they're going to have to have some big run back here.
Wow, man.
What a game. Everybody on their feet on the Phoebus side. Hampton side also up. But what a contest here. The Phantoms stuck with it, helped by 2 penalties, and the Crabber in, and they move ahead. I don't know if we have the Edwards. We don't think we have the replay on that illegal substitution or the illegal participation, which I thought was 12 men on the field.
I think Martin was trying to get off the field, and Phoebus hiked the ball.
Yep. Yeah. That's the way you do it. That was a devastating one. Yeah. So Rogers kick it off. Crabbers looking for a great return. They need one.
Yeah, for sure. They're going to do.
And he kicks it long.
It's going to be picked up by that number 6, and he's had a spot up the middle.
Up to the 35, 17 seconds to go from the 35-yard line. Stevenson's going to have to look for a miracle, and the miracle is wearing number 10, Aquarius Bellamy. Here's the replay on the illegal substitution or the illegal participation. No, we don't have the bottom of it.
Well,
if the penalty occurred,
no, Martin was coming off the field.
Yep.
Yeah. So 17 seconds left. This is where Bellamy.
It's where Bellamy just got to run.
Just run down the field. Yep.
Or you have Rodriguez go the other way. Khalil Gunn also.
Well, if you remember the game against Norview when Daz Newsome caught a 50-yard pass, anything can happen.
Stevens going to have to throw it. Everybody covering Bellamy on the far side, so it's Gunn over here on the left.
Stevens is going to keep the ball for some reason.
And they
have one timeout. They don't have to use their last timeout.
So no fooling the line for the Phantoms.
Timeout. Hampton.
The last timeout taken by the Crabbers 11 seconds ago in the fourth quarter. Phantoms have moved ahead. And the quarterback, Chris Daniels, kept his cool, kept his confidence. Something Jeremy Blunt told me before the game, how mature he had been as he came through the first 6 games.
Yeah, he doesn't play like a sophomore at all.
Yeah, that's a mistake by the Crabbers that can be laid at a lot of feet.
Well, that 2-point conversion, the formation on the defense, they had 3 guys were open on that 2-point conversion.
Well, I'm just talking about the penalty.
Oh, yeah, the penalty,
that's the one that really
Oh, yeah, that
sunk
definitely hurt. The 15-yarder and then the
nice
participation.
pass, just a little short pass over the
Bryant,
middle. Probably
yep.
only the second completion
Yep.
for the Phantoms. So now Rodriguez and Bellamy on the far side. Gunn. And maybe we can't see who this is over here. Is it 81?
It's like 81. That's Taylor.
Rayfield Taylor. So the fastest 4 guys in Hampton High School out, spread out.
So Stevenson in
3-man
shotgun,
rush.
3-man rush. He's got time. He's going to have to unload. He's going to look down the
And he
field,
does.
look for Taylor, and it's going to be
Picked
intercepted
off.
by Hargraves.
Yep. So Hargraves catches 1 ball a night, the interception in the game. And the Phantoms are going to pull out this win 14-12. A lot of, yep, there's a 15-yard penalty on Charity, which is a silly thing, but they're going to secure the win. So Charity picks up a 15-yard personal foul just because he's taunting the Crabbers sideline. No need for that. Coach Blunt will deal with that after celebrating this great win by the Phantoms.
As they poured, there's ice and water on the field from the Gatorade bath that they just gave Coach.
Well, it deserves it. He's hung with them. They hung in all day long and able to eke out the win right at the end. These 2 teams very evenly matched all day. And again, the 2-point conversion on the first touchdown, the 2-point conversion on the second touchdown hurt.
Definitely hurt. The penalties.
Get one of them, it's a tie ball game. And it's just a different way of approaching. That time, Phantoms knew if they could get the touchdown,
they could get that 2-point conversion.
They thought they could get the 2-point conversion. So
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting on Phoebus. After the play,
that moves the ball
unsportsmanlike
back to
conduct, leaving the 10 bench area, Phoebus.
So 2
both those penalties will be enforced half the distance to the goal.
You never know
First
what
down.
will happen with a wet field in football. I mean, we saw it with the Giants, right?
You saw what happened there the other night.
So let's see what I'm talking about. The 1 years ago where all they had to do was take a knee
against the Eagles.
and they fumbled the ball and the Eagles scored.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So they put the biggest Crabbers on top of the Phantom center. Of course, you got to get through Tim Young.
Yeah, that's a tough task.
It's like trying to get through one of the bleacher walls here. So they got, the fumble here. That's the only way the Crabbers have a chance. 14-12, and that the 2 penalties hurt.
Yeah, and the 2-point conversions. Yep.
But the Phantoms getting ready to celebrate here. They were a little early and got lost them 15 yards. Daniels takes the snap, hangs on to it, and that does it for the ball game, folks. What a game here from Darlington State. The Phoebus Phantoms go to 7-0. Crabbers fall 6-1. Ube, that was one heck of a ball.
What a game, Frank. What a game. We've been waiting for this all year, and it lived up to the hype.
It really did. Great running by both teams. The lines, I thought the offensive lines, both teams played well. We were pleasantly surprised by the number of underclass defensemen we've seen play well today.
Well, yeah, I mean, Purdy went out, and without Gaskins, young guys had to come in and step up, and we saw a lot of youth step up, like you said, for both teams, and it's good to see the future's bright for both of these teams.
And then Coleman out on the 2-point conversion may have had an impact there.
Not having Coleman and not having Gaskins hurt on defense for sure.
Well, wonderful game from Darlington Stadium. Thanks to our crew. Thanks to everybody. Pat Patrick, thank you. Good night from Hampton. Final score from Hampton's Darlington Stadium. Final score: the Phoebus Phantoms 14, Hampton Crabbers 12.
Still waiting for the balance for the